All right, Donovan. Just off the start of the show, go ahead and get your Knicks propaganda off.
Yeah! We're back. We're freaking back. Listen, a 40-point win. I don't care if it's March. I don't care if half the league is checked out. I don't care if the Raptors are a money laundering situation right now. You beat anybody in the NBA by 40. That is something to be very, very proud of. We got Mitchell Robinson back, only 13 points. Doesn't matter. Deuce McBride, masterclass, right?
All right, that's enough Knicks propaganda.
It's amazing. As
you guys see by the title today.
Real quick, before you cut me off, before the Academy tells me to wrap it up, we are the new 3 seed in the Eastern Conference.
Congratulations. Woo. That will last for about 2 days. Anyways, let's continue with on program.
We're back.
As you guys see by the title, today we're making a tier list of every NBA rookie from this season. I say every, but a lot of rookies don't play in their rookie year or like second round picks that we don't know much about. So it's going to be the most relevant rookies that have had a role so far. We could really have an opinion on them based on how we've seen them play. And we're going to be putting them in a tier list based on long-term value, how good we think they're going to be. Not necessarily who they are today, but as prospects.
You guys know the deal. I feel like, listen, at this point, when you see every NBA team, every rookie, if you see the word every and we're past Christmas, understand, you're probably getting lied to. Right? Like, you guys know the deal by now. It's okay.
We're no manipulators. This is what we do.
Exactly.
If you're watching on YouTube, do us a favor. Drop a like and subscribe. Go ahead and comment. We're here for the clickbait. If you're, follow us on Twitter. You see it on the screen right now. You see all 3 of our @, at the Deep 3 Podcast. If you're on audio platforms, leave us 5 stars. Drop a review. All that. Let's get straight into the episode.
The cranium is crazy. Oh my god.
I mean, I really don't know what to say.
Crayon eaters, rejoice!
Before we get into the meat and potatoes of the episode, I'm going to start a new segment that we're going to do every single week. We're going to talk about the comment of the day. Every week, I'm going to pull one question from your guys' comments. We used to do hot takes from every comment section and react to them at the beginning of the show. Mixing it up now. It's going to be like a mini Q&A at the start of every show. So, if you want your comment chosen next week, comment below in this episode any question you want, and we'll probably react to it. I say probably, but it's going to be like 1 out of 300, so we'll maybe react to it. But this week's comment of the day is from Alejandro. Can't say the rest of the name. I feel like I'm looking at it with dyslexia. But he said, Luka over Giannis, and it's not remotely close. How do y'all feel about this take?
That is hot as hell. Now, Luka has been balling his ass off, but saying it's not even close is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that part's obviously hilarious. I'm not talking about that part. But how do you feel about somebody thinking that Luka has been better than Giannis this year, given his ridiculous statistical season?
I can't blame him. I can't blame him. Listen, that white man is dangerous. Okay, that white man is crazy. I was watching the game last night, the Mavericks Kings, and he had like 26 points at halftime, and they were talking about it. They were like, how many times do you think he's had at least 26 points in the first half this season? And everybody's going around saying numbers. Candace Parker says 12, and she was the highest one. And the answer was actually 13. He's had 26 points 13 times in the first half this season. What he's able to do, like, if he makes like the second round, obviously Jokic is one. He might be untouched number 2 by the end of this year.
2 whites dominating the league. What a place we're in.
Yeah.
You've been waiting on this.
That is hilarious.
I've seen your fantasy team.
On last week's live stream, check it out, 5 p.m. every Monday. Go watch the VOD. We had a big conversation about, is Luka the MVP? Is he being robbed? And stuff like that. There was a lot of Mavericks fans in the chat that were like saying that, and I was arguing with them a little bit. And I was saying that, no, he's not being robbed of MVP. No, Jokic just has equally impressive stats while being a winning team. Luka, as much as you want to argue against the fact that team success shouldn't be a big part of MVP, it is. So he's not the MVP. He's not being robbed. But I do think you could argue him as being the best player in the world, which is a different conversation from MVP. Like you said, Donovan, I think it's still Jokic. Luka is officially in that conversation. Wherever you want to put him, maybe you think Giannis is also in the conversation. He is. Embiid, whatever. Luka is firmly in that top tier.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I guess not a minute because like Jokic is here, but watching Luka, there's a sense of he's literally unguardable.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you can do. There's no covers that you can throw at him. There's no scheme. There's no player in the league that you could throw on Luka and say he's going to be okay. And if he ends the night with 27, 7 and 7, right? A classic LeBron stat line. You're like, oh, we did good tonight. We held him in check tonight, because any other time he's going for 30 something. He's going for 30 and 10. Like there's nothing you can do to stop him.
Yeah. I don't think it's insane at all to go ahead and call him the best player in the NBA with what he's been doing over the last few years, and especially this year. 34 points, 10 assists, and 9 rebounds. It's absolutely insane. And if you look
Ridiculous, bro.
And when you think of like what it truly means to be the best player in the world, is just unfuckwithable and just having just like straight dominance. And Luka is that, and he definitely belongs to be in those conversations alongside alongside Jokic and Giannis and whoever else we're throwing there.
To have like a similar statistical scoring output to Joel Embiid last year when he was MVP, while also averaging 10 assists per game, like it's ridiculous. Like I've talked plenty of times on the show about how some of the best offensive players of all time are top 3 scorers in the league and top 3 passers in the league. You know, Jokic now, peak James Harden, LeBron James, these guys that are like truly generational creators for themselves and others. Luka might be number 1 as a scorer and like number 1 or 2 as a passer. It's absolutely absurd. And obviously these narratives don't really stick until you win, until you get a championship, right? We're witnessing one of the greatest offensive players of all time.
Yeah, for sure. I think for him, honestly, the difference between me like seriously considering him the best player in the world is he's gonna have to get to like a passable level on defense.
Fair.
Because like Jokic, for all like, you know, the talk early on in his career, he's a fine defender. He's good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's doing his job. And there's a whole bunch of possessions where Luka's doing crazy stuff on offense. You flip the floor, he's a cone, right? A lot of times. And so if he can raise that level up to where he's just fine, then we can start having real talks about, are you number 1?
I think he's fine overall, I'd say, this year, because he's fine on ball. You know, a lot of Luka stands on Twitter will like point to these very specific stats of his points of possession, guarding, post-ups, and stuff like that. Hilarious metric, because that's like so fucking irrelevant.
That's the old James Harden argument too. It's like he's a good post defender. Shut up.
Shut up. Luka does have good points of possession stats defending certain play types on ball like that. He's fine at that. You know, he's a big guy. He's smart. He usually doesn't get blown by on a one-on-one session, in a one-on-one sense. But he's a terrible team defender. Too many plays off when he's complaining, doesn't get back in transition, gives up backdoor cuts, doesn't guard off-ball actions a lot. Like, far more to defense than just guarding a post-up against a guard that he's defending. Like, of course he can defend Nikhil Alexander-Walker well in the post.
Exactly.
Because it's Nikhil Alexander-Walker. Exactly, bro. And with the
he's not taking the toughest matchups.
Exactly. I mean, but at the same time, to be fair, that's how it is for most NBA teams' best players. They're always going to stick them on the weakest offensive link. But to get back to like Luka Doncic is where he ranks in the NBA hierarchy, I agree with you, Donovan. Like it's people aren't gonna see him as that until he either wins an MVP, and in order to do that you have to be at least a top 4 seed in the NBA nowadays, and the team success really just needs to follow up along his success, and there's only so much that he can do until he's officially crowned that, which sucks.
I will say, though, this tweet, the conversation's turning into Luka talk. Original conversation was he's better than Giannis. I don't necessarily think that's true, so I guess I'll remind people of that. I think Giannis is equally in that conversation for best player in the world. He's kind of being taken for granted a little bit, especially in MVP conversations, how he's just like permanent voter fatigue. Having a ridiculous season, just one of the most efficient 30 points per game I've ever seen while still being a great defender. So I don't mean to bring this up in a way to diminish Giannis at all.
Yeah, I can see that. I think
that hurts you to say.
Well, I don't know. The permanent voter fatigue. So, like, do you think Giannis is just like forever not going to be in the MVP? You don't think he'll ever win another MVP?
He's not sniffing it this year, and there's no reason that he shouldn't be in it like equally with like SGA. Like Jokic is probably going to win. Fine. SGA is on a top team while averaging a very efficient 30, leading the offense, doing everything. All of those things can be said about Giannis. And he isn't even in the top 5 of people's minds.
Yeah. It's like narratives because OKC are the new kids on the block, and Shea's been
Yeah.
Shea over the last 2-3 years and so. And the Bucks overall, and whatever like way you want to put it, they've just been a letdown. Now, letdown is like winning damn near 50 games in a season and still like, you know, putting up 30 on 60% from the field or whatever. That's Giannis standards. It's fucking crazy. I don't think that he'll ever have a real chance to win MVP unless he's like, of course, number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, or, you know, like it's toe for toe in terms of standings with the number 1 seed. And right now, it's not.
Or
He's number 1 last year. He's still he was third overall.
if they like, but again, so like the last 2 years, like Jokic has been going crazy, and he's gone to a level where we've legitimately thought about him in like these like all-time conversations, right? The stuff that he's doing is there. Coming into this year, I don't think it would have been crazy to think about Giannis in MVP conversations, but yo, their coach got fired midway. Like there's a whole
You're explaining the fatigue.
huh?
My bad, keep going. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, please, no. You go, because what
You're
you
partially
need to
explaining the
say?
fatigue. We're focusing on his coach getting fired and everything, and not accounting for the fact that throughout all that turmoil, they've still been good. Throughout having the worst coach in the league for a stretch, they were still really good because of Giannis. That's like the epitome of value.
And okay, and this is where I'll push back, because it's changed in like the last couple of games, especially now the Doc is here. I would argue that they were winning games, but they were not good at the beginning of the year.
Sure.
And so like I think the fact that like you can watch those games and be like, yeah, like they're ending up on the right side of the win column, but something doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. And you could tell that something was off. Maybe that was just the fact that Adrian Griffin was there, or it's the fact that this entire year, him and Dame haven't been able to get on the same page, whatever it is. That was very, very apparent through the first 41 games or whatever the game number was before Griffin got fired. So
I think that was more about the expectations that come with us talking about them being the best duos in Shaq and Kobe. We thought they were going to be like an unstoppable team, and they were just like really good and not unfuckwittable. So it felt much worse than it really was.
They also were bad at defense, like actively bad. So that's why I would push back and say like, yes, you're getting the job done, and kudos to you, because a lot of other people, if your defense was that bad, you would be suffering in the standings, and you didn't. So I do want to give them credit for that. But I don't think the first half of the season was MVP worthy for Giannis in that sense.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, 10 games of the season, Mo was saying their coach should be fired. So, like, he was dealing with a lot of the negatives that, like, Luka Doncic is dealing with. And still winning.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
It's tough, man. But speaking of Giannis, this is a smooth transition to one of TD3's newest segments, Moment of the Week, where we go ahead, look back over the last 7 days and see what has happened over the last 7 days in the NBA world. So, Moment of the Week this week belongs to Anthony Davis. Going up against Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks, he gave that man 34, 23, and 4 blocks. And specifically, in overtime in that game, hit a clutch 3. Fourth quarter also hit a clutch 3. And he blocked Damian Lillard, not once, but twice. One of the games having blocks to that game, and they ended up winning against the Milwaukee Bucks with a LeBron James sitting down. Congratulations, Anthony Davis.
I'm ready to have conversations about Anthony Davis. I'm glad you brought this up as a moment.
You wait until the offseason. You wait until the offseason.
I'm ready. I'm prepared. Coming into this year, I was called all type of munch every time I defend Anthony Davis, because he was coming off of a playoff run where he had inconsistent scoring, right? He had 31 game, 12 the next, 31 game, 12 the next. It kept going back and forth. They lost, got swept by the Nuggets. The narrative was that AD was the best defender to guard Jokic. He should do a good job. He got clapped. He got dusted by one of the best offensive players you've ever seen. So his reputation was a bit in the mud, right? And that's after coming off multiple years of being injured all the time. He has played 90 of his last 100 games. The last 3 games, he's played 40 minutes, and 52 minutes. He's having one of his best two-way seasons of all time. Has been nothing but consistent, nothing but available. Just completely proving all the ridiculous street clothes narratives wrong. Everybody punching him when he was down. We had Shaq on TV calling him all types of things out of his name. All kinds of just disrespect, treating him like he was a top 30 player now because he was injured. He's answered all of these criticisms so perfectly this year. And it's great to see him finally get some recognition for it after this game.
Look at him slobbing all over it. Oh my goodness. He took this moment of the week
insane.
personal. Damn. We get it. Donovan, what do you have to say about it? Because you've been the number one Anthony Davis hater on this podcast.
Fuck you.
Say, you disrespect me. You call me out of my name.
Like you're the Anthony Davis hater.
Exactly. No, I mean, listen, he's actually been healthy. So like, shout out to him for that. The street clothes narrative is dead. That doesn't mean that it was ever wrong, right? He was hurt all the time. So there's that.
It was right.
There's
It's unfair.
Whatever. But he has been hooping. And honestly, like, I remember when we were doing our winners and losers episode, I was very tempted. I can't even remember if I did put him on there, but I had Anthony Davis as one of like the big losers because he's been having one of his best seasons and nobody really cares because the Lakers are just that much in the mud. And so I want to see the Lakers not only in the play-in, but if they get out, what do they look like in the first round? Because if they end up playing a team like the Oklahoma City Thunder and you can have Anthony Davis really abuse Chet Holmgren down low, then you could start getting some momentum. And I think regardless of how the Lakers have looked all year long, you still don't want to see LeBron James in a playoff series. You still don't want to see Anthony Davis in a playoff series and that two-man game and their defensive, ceiling. You don't want to see that. So I think shout out AD. He's been hooping. He's doing everything that he needs to do. And I'll see you in the playoffs. And you better not. You better not. If you give me 24 one night, I better not see 11 the next night. That's the next box to cross off. If he can do that, I have nothing to say.
Okay,
Anthony Davis, for me, I've been realizing that he's easily like one of the top 5 hated superstars in the entire NBA. Yesterday I was at the park playing basketball.
It's top 1.
Yeah, yesterday I was at the park playing basketball and some dude just, I don't know, we're talking about basketball, whatever, park basketball, just bleh. It's like barbershop talk. He opens his mouth and he just starts flapping his gums. He's like, man, the Lakers should have never traded for Anthony Davis. Terrible trade. I looked at him, I'm just like, what is the point of the trade? You won a championship. He was like, yeah, but still, he just ain't good enough. And I don't know what it is about people and Anthony Davis and how they perceive him, but I guess they expect him to be the best player in the entire world, which is like, he was a number 1 pick. I guess, okay, fine, but you really have to add context behind those conversations. But literally, whatever he does, it's never good enough. It never will. It sucks, but he has like, I don't know what type of bias people have against him, but he just will never be seen in a underrated or positive light on a consistent basis by the average NBA fan. He has
to win a championship again. They have to win. They have to
What
win
are you-
again.
what?
I listen. First of all, I hope that guy's watching right now and he could just hear you be like, "Yeah, that guy's a bozo." Like that. That would be very
Moron.
funny. That would be
I
hilarious.
told him, I was like, what are you talking about, bruh?
But 2, I understand why people look at Anthony Davis like this. 4 or 5 years ago, whatever, Anthony Davis was this, at least offensively, this guy who could shoot from the mid-range, who could shoot threes, could do all this other stuff, on the perimeter. And his game has completely changed. The version of Anthony Davis that helped the Lakers win the championship, that's no longer there. Now, the version that he is today is still amazing. I'm not trying to say that. But that version and the vision of seeing Anthony Davis take a catch and shoot 3 to win the game against the Nuggets, and him doing this and being like in the paint and dominating like that, those are 2 very different people. And so it's been very hard to wrap your head around that while the Lakers have been in the mud for the last 3 years. Obviously, there's a lot of context, but that's why it's been hard, because you have to, like, those 2 things are very hard to put together,
I'll tell you what it is. That's part of it, obviously. But 1, Lakers fans are insane expectations being a Lakers fan. They've seen Kobe, they've seen LeBron, they've seen Shaq, they've seen Magic. They expect the best player in the world at all time from their superstars. That's one point of pressure. Second point of pressure, LeBron James and the microscope of that is insane. LeBron fans expect the best player in the world next to him, expect everybody to uplift their GOAT and not be the reason they don't win or lose. You have to be at your absolute best every game if you're playing with LeBron. Another form of expectations.
Two deadliest fan bases, bro.
Combined. And then he also was talked about as being a top 4 player in the NBA earlier in his career when he was on New Orleans. So he has those expectations of people still thinking he's at that level. Reality is Jokic, Luka, Embiid, these other guys came up and just became better. They surpassed him, and he aged the other way. So he's no longer in those conversations when he once was. But people still think about him in that conversation because, that's where he was early in his career. It's all these things combined that just make him have expectations of, like you said, people expect him to be the best player in the world any given night. And it's just not aligned with reality. Like Donovan said, he's a slightly different player now. He's like the 9th or 10th best player in the world, which is still obviously amazing. But people expect 3, so they overcorrect. And it's like, nah, he's like 30 now because he's not anywhere close to what I expected.
And when it comes to like talking about how much his game has changed, it also is very like you have to realize that also his situation is completely changed too. Everybody wanted him to play the 5. We all know the whole
I'm
thing
glad you said this.
throughout his career. They're like, oh, bro, like play the 5. He don't want to do that shit. He was quite literally forced to. With all the roster changes made, he literally had to put on weight. So of course that changes everything about his game. He isn't as springy, isn't as agile, and with that too, your shot changes just naturally, and he doesn't have that lift at all anymore either. But he's still dominant, but it looks completely different compared to what we saw when he was 23, 24, 25 years old.
Thank you for bringing this up because Lakers fans are insane. Like I said, listen, I'm a Lakers fan. I follow a lot of them. The fan base has gone insane over Anthony Davis and how they want him to be used. Like you said, in 2020, when he was playing next to JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, and even before that on the Pelicans, people were saying this man needs to be the 5. We were watching a team that was defensive oriented and the offense was good enough but not amazing. And every Lakers fan was saying, look, Anthony Davis needs to play the 5. Get JaVale McGee out of the motherfucking starting lineup. Close games with Anthony Davis at the 5. That was begged for. And then it finally had to happen whenever they got Russell Westbrook. And everybody was fine with it. Everyone was like, thank God. Now, because they're not good and people need to find a way to find things to blame, and because, like Donovan said, he's playing differently, people were like, oh, it was a mistake. He should have stayed a 4. He never wanted to be a 5. His body can handle it. He gets hurt. You're running him into the ground. And they're saying that like the Lakers need to go out and get a traditional 5 this offseason to put AD back at the 4. And it's like, y'all just don't know what you want. You have short-term memory. He should have always been a 5. He's still great now. We don't got to make him into a less ideal situation playing next to another non-spacing big because you want to preserve him or something. Like, it's all so stupid.
Listen, I have a question though. I have a question because I want to go back to something that you said. With the LeBron fan base and the Laker fan base, do you genuinely feel like those expectations are not fair? Oh,
do I think the Lakers fans should expect every player that plays for their uniform to be the best player in the world because they're entitled?
Not every player. Not every player. You know exactly like the range of player that we're talking about. We're talking about the guy that they trade 3-4 first round draft picks for and traded the whole baby Lakers for. And if you have LeBron James, who up until 2 years ago, everybody was still saying like, yeah, like he's probably still like top 3 in the world. If you have those two guys, is it not fair to ask for championships? If you have a franchise who over the course of their history, every decade has won championships, is that not fair?
Well, you're naming things that are just nothing to do with reality. Like, is it fair to want championships? Sure. Does that have anything to do with expecting a top 10 player to play like a top 3 player? No. It's nothing to do with reality.
If you have LeBron and Anthony Davis, do you think it's unfair to go into the season saying we should be competing for a championship?
No, of course, of course it's not unfair, but that's nothing to do with the conversation we're having. The reason they're not competing for a championship is everything else outside of these two guys, right? And how they ruined their death with the Russell Westbrook trade. That has little to do with Anthony Davis' merits.
Shout out Pelinka for that trade. Love that.
He said shout out Pelinka. Pelinka just doesn't catch enough hell for how badly he fucked over this entire like LeBron AD era with that Russell Westbrook trade. Single-handedly lost any chance that they have. And people won't realize this until like maybe 2-3 years until like LeBron is actually retired or whatever. And that's like the real issue in terms of just like why they aren't where a lot of Lakers fans feel like they should be at.
So, man, they had Caruso 6'5", KCP 6'5", Danny Green 6'6", Kuzma 6'9". They were huge. All these perimeter talents all went out the door for a point guard that never fit, plus a draft pick.
I have one question. Donovan, do you think Anthony Davis has reached expectation?
Yes and no. I think there's a certain group of players, and honestly, Anthony Davis is a prospect coming out. You could probably have asked this of him. If you told me 12 years ago that Anthony Davis was going to be this level of a defender in the NBA, he probably meets expectations. The ones where he doesn't meet them are the ones from 2014, where everybody was like, yeah, in 2 years, he's going to be the best player in the world. So like he never got there, but like Isaac said, he's still one of the 10, 12 best players in the league. So yeah, I think if you're a number one pick and you are perennially all NBA, all defense, yeah, you reach expectations.
Yeah, and it's also just hard for people to really rationalize and really like understand the value of players that are better defensively than they are offensively. Like that's where the core of their value comes from. Like I had a tweet about this yesterday after this game you're talking about where he blocked that Damian Lillard shot at the end of the game. He's up there with Tim Duncan as the best defenders to never win a DPOY. Like, I don't know what the arbitrary number is, but whatever the top tier defenders of all time is, it's called top 30, top 20, whatever. I think he's that caliber of defender. He's an all-time great defender.
You have no idea how good Tim Duncan was.
Yeah. Like, he's not Tim Duncan, obviously, but like, is he in the same stratosphere of defender, albeit being worse? I don't think that's insane. And obviously, you can nitpick the offense and the defense specifically, what is better or worse. He's not Tim Duncan overall. Let me make that clear. But he is an all-time great level defender.
Okay. I won't argue with that because I think we've definitely seen, like specifically last year, last year's playoff run was just so eye-opening because I don't think I've ever seen Anthony Davis play defense to that level. His rim protection and everything that he did last year was amazing, and it feels like he's taking it to another level this year. And so to be able to do that for 2 straight years, it's fine. That obviously he was a great defender before that. So I won't argue that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the inverse of the thing where people are upset that he lost some mobility because he's playing the 5 and like he doesn't quite have the handle he used to. I think it's helped him defensively, like you said. He can bang down low. Obviously, it's his biggest weakness as a defender is like someone like a Jokic and get into his chest. Like, I mean, who's guarding Jokic? But he's the smartest pick and roll defender in the league. His ability to take away the ball handler and the big man in a traditional pick and roll, play both sides, break up passes with his length, defend the shot at the rim. That type of versatility to guard 1v2 essentially is top tier. That's some Hakeem Olajuwon shit. Like that's something that the best defenders of all time can do. Plus, we know he has far better mobility on the perimeter than most defenders of that caliber. Like he can legitimately switch onto wings and some guards in some instances and hold his own. All the makings of an all-time great defender, I think.
Facts.
I agree. Completely agree, man. And if you're a Lakers fan, if you're a Lakers fan and you're just like thinking about what the future looks like post LeBron James, seeing this win doesn't make me, too sad. I'd actually be a little bit excited. Seeing Spencer Dinwiddie go ahead and hit clutch shots when needed after getting 0 buckets. Austin Reeves getting up a triple-double. What? You'll be all right.
Stop trying to piss me off. Stop trying to piss me off.
Guys, I have sad news to report.
What?
The Clippers won today.
Report.
Pour one out for Donovan's Clippers 8.
They
He's
Moment
ready
of
to get some
silence.
agendas off.
They won. They were down. Listen, they were down like 9 to start the 4th. They won by 1 point. I'm sick. I wanted them to lose so bad. No, this sucks. This is awful.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
All right, man.
crazy.
That concludes the Lakers talk, I guess. We can move on for a moment of the week and get to the real main topic of the show. Let's put every NBA rookie into a tier list. Like I said, it's not actually every rookie, but we have 22 of the most relevant rookies from this draft class. The ones that have played, the ones we have been able to watch enough and have real opinions. I'm not going to pretend to have seen every single rookie in the second round or late first. I don't know some of these guys yet. They haven't gotten burned. But this is everybody that I think we should be talking about today. And instead of a traditional tier list with like letter tiers, we got superstars, all-stars, high-end starters, solid role player, bench warmer, and bust.
Let's go. Listen, this is
No, the tier list says high end star. Can you change it to starter?
This is going to be a special tier list. Now, something that I will say is that this NBA draft class has been one of the best in a few years. Last year was 2022 when we got Paolo Banchero. Chet didn't play, so he wasn't part of that rookie class. But it was Paolo. J-Dub did well. But after that, we talking about some Keegan Murray for being in the Rookie of the Year contest. He had a great rookie season, but this rookie class is truly special from what I see. And there's a lot of talent here, a lot of stars here, in my opinion.
Oh, it's deep for sure.
hey yo. Crazy. All right, let's get the easy ones out the way. Right, let's just start with the easy ones. Number one, let's put Vic in superstar status. We can all agree.
We've talked enough about him. People
Exactly.
Every time we talk about him, people call it the Glazers. It is what it is. We love this guy as much as everybody else does.
Yeah.
Obviously, a future face of the league.
Exactly. And again, also with this tier list, we are projecting forward. This is not where this is not where people are today. This is not where they're gonna be next year. This is for their entire career, their whole bird's eye view of everything. Obviously, Vic superstar.
Yeah. It's basically kind of like a pre-draft evaluation, but what we think after seeing them for 1 year, right? It's like we're scouting them again after a rookie under our belts, what we think they're going to be for their career.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mo, do you think Chet Holmgren belongs in superstar or all-star?
Whoever thinks he belongs in all-star needs to get their mouth stripped from their face, all right? There should be no reason why you see him play 50, 60 games, and you're like, nah, man, he's going to be an all-star. Nah, man, high-end role player. The worst case scenario for someone like Wemby, he could walk into 8 all-star games throughout his entire NBA
I said Chet Holmgren. I asked you about.
Oh, you said Chet Holmgren. I don't know why I heard Wemby. Damn, I was so violent for no reason.
Just subconscious glazing.
Yeah.
He didn't even know. He just started.
It just ingrained him.
His mind just took him there.
Started slurping.
Okay.
No, do you think Chet is a superstar or all-star? Well, first of all, is superstar, what do you want to call it, like a top 10 player?
Superstars, you can be in the conversation for one of the best players in the world. Top 10, 15 for sure.
Okay, let's say it's top 12 player. Do you think Chet will hit that level?
Breaking in the middle, I don't think Chet will hit that level because I think he's best as a secondary type guy. And although I will say secondary type guys second options can be in that conversation, a la Anthony Davis or whatever. So actually at his peak, I think he actually could be a superstar, considering the value that he brings on both ends.
I think so too. I think he will be Rudy Gobert with a 3-point shot and a handle. I think that sounds to me like the 10th best player in the world.
That's a lot to ask for.
Damn. It's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot to ask.
I have lofty expectations. I've been very high on Chet. It's gotten me yelled at by Turkish fans telling me, I tell you, it's better than Sengun already, all this stuff. You guys know how I feel about Chet. What would be the reason for that not to happen? Because, the injury prone thing was an issue coming into the year because of his size. He's played every game. He can shoot the ball, can handle it, can create his own shot, contrary to popular belief. He's not just a Shea merchant. Defense has been better than we ever thought. What would stop him from hitting that level?
The defense is the reason why he's on that level, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm gonna say my reason, and you're gonna tell me to go to hell. But
go to hell.
when I
was gonna say it already.
When I think about superstars, I'm thinking about am I building my franchise around you, and you are the person, and I'm still not sure if Chet is going to be the person that I could build a championship team around.
Think about this. Is that because of anything to do with him, or is that just because you have the context in your mind right now of him playing next to Shea and being the second option?
Something that I will say too is
I don't know. It's. I think it's a little bit of that. Wait, go ahead, Mo.
I was just gonna say over the last 10 years ago in the NBA, everyone thought we only had 6 superstars in the league, and now in the year 2024, that motherfucker doubled. And I think now in the NBA today, inflation's really hidden, and someone like Chet taps into that area. And so he also belongs to be in that superstar terrain because of just all the type of things and the value that he brings. It's immense, especially with how the league is trending right now. So I feel like he should be in that category. Like,
I think if
you
he was
consider
drafted
Anthony
to the
Davis one, he
Raptors,
should be.
or if he was drafted to the Magic or somewhere else that didn't have an All NBA guard, it would be a lot easier for us to view him as a cornerstone because, you know, like I said, right now you just see him and you think about Shea. You think about him playing next to already great players. That doesn't mean he can't play next to, you know, lesser talent and be the guy to elevate them. You just have that preconceived idea of him.
Yeah, man, it's tough. I don't know. I'm staring at his picture right now. I'm trying to. We can go superstar. I'm not gonna fight it. I'm also very high on Chet as well. It's a very like minuscule difference that we're.
The only thing that may be
about.
stopping me or that has me questioning his superstar ability is like the consistency in offense, and if he can be a consistent, I don't know, 20 to 23 point per game scorer. And I feel pretty confident that he could be considering all the ways that he can get to his spots. But right now, it's just hard to see it on a consistent basis because some nights he'll get fucking 12 points off. Other nights he'll get like 20 points off. And that's all just based off of matchups and how many opportunities that he gets alongside J-Dub and Shea, who are absolute gunners. You know?
Right?
It's just hard to see.
There's a lot of shots being taken by other guys, so he can't always have the amount of touches needed to hit those high levels. Doesn't mean he can't do it. And, you know, it's projecting forward, right? It's not for this year.
Yeah.
It's like what we think long term.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason to believe he can't do it.
At bare minimum, he'll be at all-star level, though, for sure. Guaranteed. He's a lock.
Oh, yeah, that's the floor. He might be an all-star next year.
Facts.
Let's lock it in.
Yeah, lock it in.
Okay.
Chet Holmgren, future superstar.
Yeah. Glad I won one of these. I imagine I won't win a lot of them. Where are we going with Brandon Miller?
He's a surefire all-star in my mind. Surefire
Okay.
all-star. Very
Donovan,
worse.
do you see a
High.
superstar tier?
Yeah.
No, I don't see a superstar tier. I think all star is fine. I think the shooting is obviously like very very intriguing. But like I'm thinking about like Chet and Victor and like them being a superstar and them being like transcendent prospects. I don't think Brandon Miller is that yet. He could be very very good and he could ultimately turn out to be that way. But I don't think anything he does is truly special the same way that they do. But he's still very good. So I think all-star is fine.
That's fair. I think he's going to be a very good shooter, pretty good defender. It comes down to if the passing comes around for him to be like a really great offensive player, and the rim finishing has never been good at any level, that can probably become at least solid as he gets older. That's not hard to project. But I think the passing would have to come around for him to really be a superstar.
Yeah, like
So
his
all-star?
main comparison. Yeah.
Perennial
You're right,
all-star
yeah.
or just like 1-2 time? How we feeling
I think he'd
about
be
that?
perennial all-star. He's not going to be like a, you know, Sabonis, D'Lo, where they sneak in a couple times. But he can be like consistently there. You know, he's not going to be Brandon Ingram where he has one and probably never again. Or does he have two?
Brandon
think you
Ingram
gotta
has
have two.
one, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he has two.
yeah.
No, he has one. He has one.
Let me check that.
Okay, yeah. We can go
doesn't
Brandon
matter.
Miller star.
Yeah, I agree. That's fair. It's very fair.
Do you think he can be the best offensive player on a championship team one day?
I view him
Maybe it's too hard to tell.
It's too hard to it's too soon to tell right now for him, but I think just putting him at like all-star level is like a fair expectation considering he came off the bat, off rip, putting up like 16 a game on a horrid Charlotte Hornets team that has like not a lot going on and just terrible vibes, terrible just everything, bro, all around him. So
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Okay. Where do you guys want to go with Brandon Pajemski?
It's interesting. Over the last 16 games, he's shooting like 39% from the field. He's a good player. And I think a lot of players would love to have him on your team. I think he's in the same vein of like Dante DiVincenzo, like Josh Hart type vibe. Just like he's going to get it all for you, bro.
I like the Dante DiVincenzo comparison. Obviously, different players. Dante's a really
Yeah.
good defender, has a little bit of driving juice to his game. Maybe that, I don't know if Pod's going to have one day. But in terms of like caliber, I like that. Is that a high-end starter or is that a solid role player?
I think that's a solid role player.
I think, yeah, solid role player.
What do you guys think about when you think of high-end starter? Like
Someone who could
KCP?
sneak into like Derek White. That's how I view like a high-end starter.
Do I?
It's like, yo, this dude's very fucking special. And
Okay.
Derek
Yeah.
White.
Where's
at
KCP
my
fall?
range. KCP.
High
high
end
starter?
starter.
Really?
Can Paz be KCP?
I don't know. KCP is really good. Like
KCP's really good.
KCP is really good. I don't know.
Yeah.
because KCP even like outside of his Nuggets stint, he had like some juice and some like athleticism that like I'm not sure if Pods is there yet. I don't know.
I think he has some ability to create his own shot. Only 61% of his shots are assisted this year, which is high, but for a rookie guard playing next to Steph, it's not that high. Like to have, 39% of your shots be self-created isn't a terrible place to start from. You know, he has some size to him. He's not a little guy, so like I think he can be a pretty solid defender. I don't think he's a cone by any means.
No.
Do you guys think he can be like a great shooter? Because Mo, you just said he fell off shooting wise in the last 10 games. Rookie wall, it happens, right? Like it's fine. Do you profile him as being a great shooter eventually?
I don't know about great shooters. Like that's why I'm like Dante DiVincenzo range. Ironically enough, who had like 11 threes the other night.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, Dante's lighting it up this year. So maybe Pods could have like a year like that where everything is kind of just falling. But if that's the case and it's going to be like on a year by year basis, then I do think solid role player is where he should be.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I won't argue too much. We don't gotta have a lot of Pods Discord today.
Cool dude.
Where are we gonna go with Derek Lively?
That's a high end starter.
He's someone who surprised everyone in the NBA world. He had like little to no real expectations coming out of college, and for what he did the very first game, I forget who the Mavericks played against. Damn, I forget who it was, but he had a terrific showing throughout the entire course of the season with his shot blocking, the vertical threat that he is, and also the ability to be just an extension court on offense, just make extra passes. I think he's a high end starter.
I agree. I agree. I think, listen, if he stays with Luka, he could be an all-star, right? But just thinking about like him and his profile across like all teams, if Luka was ever to go or if he was ever to go, I think that archetype of just being a very athletic big who can, who could be a lob threat, defend the rim really well. Listen, a lot of teams need that. So that's definitely a high-end starter.
For sure. I don't ever think he'll be like a great self-created type of guy or like, a shooter by any means. But I think he can be a pretty solid passer one day. You see the flashes when he gets into short roll situations. He knows how to kick it to shooters and keep the ball moving. Like I think he processes
now.
The game pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have like the usage or to really like be like a high assist guy. But you see that his gears turn quickly and he keeps the ball moving and processes the game fast in those reading situations. Yeah. If he can be DeAndre Jordan with solid short roll passing, that's a high-end starter.
That's the exact name that I was thinking about. Was DeAndre? Yeah. Okay.
That is a fantastic player, bro. If Clint Capella had his passing chops right now, Hawks would be a completely different team, and the value just skyrockets. So I love him as a player.
If he's Clint Capella with Al Horford's brain, high-end starter.
Fuck. Damn, bro.
If Clint Capella could think like Al Horford, he would be a goon.
Yeah. Instead, he fucking puts on oven mitts and throws that bitch up at the rim every single time.
So high-end starter for Derek Lively.
Yeah, I love it.
Jaime Jaquez Jr.
It's tricky.
This is tough.
Quality player.
I'm going to go solid role player. I don't want to hate on my Mexican king. I know people love him. I'm thinking solid role player. The three-point shooting was nice to start of the year. It was like, whoa, he's shooting 38%. We thought he'd be a mediocre three-point shooter.
Yeah.
Once November ended, it kind of came down to normal. It's about 32% for the year, I think, which is, probably what you expected coming into the year with his shooting level at UCLA. He's always going to be a good isolation scorer, can create shots in the post, solid passer. Defensively, I don't think he'll be a huge impact guy or a big liability, just fine. Going to be hard to imagine him playing next to other stars in a starting lineup with that being his game.
Yeah.
He sounds like a bench spark plug.
He's had months where he shot like under 30% from three. Like the beginning of the season was such an anomaly from what he actually is as a shooter to where if you cannot space the floor and you don't have any other defining traits like some of the other guys on this list, I don't think you can be a high-end starter, and you're really going to be situationally dependent and hoping that everybody else on your team can shoot the ball and you can just be the one guy doing a little bit of everything else. So solid role player is where I would put him as well.
Yeah, I can agree with that. When I think of like high-end...
We're very aligned here.
High-end starter.
Where's the debate?
I see someone like Jaime Jaquez, and I don't think he's a high end starter because I don't envision him being like an X factor or someone who like you can like really expose another team's offense or defense with him. You know, I just don't see it just yet.
Yeah, he's
I
gonna
think
end
a
up
big-
being the X factor for like he's gonna be the type of player where you're gonna go into a playoff series and be like, well, like if Jaime can shoot like 33% from three, maybe we could get it done. Like he's gonna be that type of swing guy where they're gonna leave him open. He's gonna be required to make a couple plays here and there and kind of change the outcome of a game. That's what role players do.
Okay. Yeah, I think that to be a high end starter, that implies like I said, you're not an all star. You're not the guy with the ball in your hand. Usually, you have to be able to play next to other stars and elevate them. Basically, you have to be good at 3 and D. You should ideally bring other stuff as well, but you got to check those boxes that all the guys you mentioned as high end starters check. Not sure either of those things will be a strength for Jaime in his prime. And like you said, he's older, so like we can't really not as much projection of improvement as we have with some of the other guys.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
All right, who's next?
Let's flip it to the other side. Let's pick a really young raw guy, Bilal Coulibaly.
Oh, okay. Bilal Coulibaly, he's so hard to project right now because he's uber young, but the shades and you see just like the glimpses here and there between every other game. And I don't know why, but I feel really confident that he can be a high-end role player at his peak one day. But very worst case scenario, he should be a solid role player. But I want to go out on a limb and say high-end.
This is a guy that's like impossible to tell because when there's young guys like this, all you can go off of is what they can be with the raw tools, and you have no idea if it'll like really polish or something or not. So literally all we can think of is optimism, right? Like how could we possibly like,
Is this
he's
Bruno
raw, he has to develop, like how could we possibly be like, I don't think he will.
Is this Bruno Caboclo type timing or what?
It could be, or it could be Jaylen Brown type timing. I don't know, like some of that evolves rapidly. So like who's bad comparison because Jaylen Brown was a much higher prospect and good off the bat, but
we
somebody
understand.
who continued to get better.
Yeah.
I guess we can go high end starter. I don't even know. Like defensively, I think he has the tools to be good one day. We'll see. He has the length to be a good finisher at the rim. We'll see if the shooting comes around. I don't know how to tell if he will or not.
The potential is there. That's all that matters at this point in time right now.
No, I'm going bench warmers. I'm going to go bench warmer. There's a couple things working against him. One, obviously, he's on the Wizards. Two,
True.
and I'm like, I say that jokingly, but honestly, not jokingly, just because you have not seen Washington be able to develop players like that. Like John Wall's been able to come in. That was the number 1 pick in the draft. Bradley Beal was able to come in. He was the number 3 pick in the draft. But in terms of taking somebody that is as raw as Bilal is and saying, okay, this is like, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, and we're going to build you up to be this very, very good player. They don't have a great track record of that. And so that actually like is working against them in their favor. And I'm starting to, I don't know, man. I'm starting to feel very weird about a lot of these like guards that are projects they have all the tools, but I feel like Bilal might be the kind of guy where in 3 years, and again, all of this is just like you're just picking a side. But I can definitely see him in 3 years being like, okay, well, he's starting to pass better and like the defense is coming in, but like if he can take his rim scoring to the next level, then we can see it. There's so many things that he has to get good at to where I'm not sure if all of those things are going to be put together to where he can become a high-end starter. So that's why
You know what this is?
That's why I'm
Isaac,
going to go
You know
bench
what this
warmer.
is? You know what this is? You are scarred.
I knew it. I was gonna say the same thing. Frank Nigalina. He's
Not
in your
at
mind
all.
right now.
Not at all. Not at all. And I knew,
You see a French prospect and you're like,
I knew somebody was going to come in here and be like, hey, the very raw 6'5" French point guard, very raw 6'5" point guard. Oh, yeah, let's make that comparison. That's not even the case. It's just we've seen plenty of athletic guards or very toolsy guards come into the league, and we're seeing it with Scoot Henderson. Scoot Henderson is a guy who had all the athletic chops, and now we're trying to see him, put everything together. And I have questions about Scoot Henderson, and I also have questions about Bilal, so I'll put him in bench warmer.
Okay, I guess we'll split. I don't have really much of an opinion, so split the difference. We'll go solid role player.
Solid role player is cool. Okay.
Just
It's
to be
raw.
optimistic with the raw guy.
It's fine.
But listen, it's a coin flip, and there's a very good chance you're right, Donovan. It's just, do you want to be? That's Cam Whitmore to kill. It's the guy in the red to the left of him.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep, that
there
one.
we go.
Woo! Give a round of applause. Yeah, man. Yeah, it just comes down to, do you want to be pessimistic or optimistic? I have no read on it yet. I think I've heard lots of people are high on him. I hope it becomes the case.
It's one of those question marks, bro. You just don't know. It's a coin flip. It's literally gambling, bro, when it comes to players like him.
And I'm betting
Let's go
against
through-
the Wizards every time. I'm telling you that
That's
right now.
fair. It's a good hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go to somebody that let's go to the other Bilal Coulibaly. Apparently, let's go to Cam Whitmore. Well, where are you putting Cam Whitmore? I like what I've seen from Cam this year a lot, more than I expected to. Given, he fell in the draft for like health reasons, but he was expected to be a top like 6 pick before that. I was like, didn't know what to think because of the fact that he fell, and we really didn't get a good reporting on why. We think his health, but that never came out concretely. So maybe he was just like had red flags. We don't really know for sure. Left me with feeling like a mixed bag, not knowing what to expect, especially in that crowded Rockets rotation. I didn't know if he'd get playing time like that. He's gotten it. He's been a really good, really promising scorer. Kind of a black hole, doesn't pass the ball, but he's a wrecking ball going to the rim.
And that is why he will be a solid role player. If he can,
What?
if he can't listen, players who are black holes, you don't learn that. That's innate, right? You are born to be a black hole. You are born as a guy who's like, hey, I'm gonna get mine and I'm getting my buckets and that's it. And I think that's gonna, if he can expand his playmaking, then he can become a high-end starter. I have a little bit of a doubt about that, but he can definitely be a solid role player. And even if he's a solid role player, that doesn't mean that he can't ever start for certain teams. I think that there will be teams where Cam Whitmore can go to and be a starter. But on like a championship team, he probably might be a 6th man.
See,
I think
for
I think
Cam
there's elite score
Whitmore,
potential.
I see him, and it could either go one of two ways. There's no in between because players of his caliber, either you have to be that guy or you're the guy who keeps that guy's bench warm on the bench, bro. So when I see Cam Whitmore, I see like, damn, this motherfucker just like Jaylen Brown or what? This is so unforeseen because when I was watching him coming out of Villanova, there was like the shooting was a worry for me, and the creation was, or the ways he did create was just off of like pure athleticism and shit like that. In the NBA, you can only get away with that for so long. You need to have other things to counters basically to go ahead and get to your spots. And the athleticism is there. I swear the Houston Rockets have like 1% athletes on their team, which is just absolutely insane. And he's one of them. And so when I see Cam, I think he could either have like high-end all-star or all-star high-end role player, or he's going to be just a solid role player who comes in, gets his buckets off once in a while, and that's it.
And that's how I see him.
I think he could be an all-star. I think he
I'd
has
rather
the
win
juice
that
as a
way.
scorer. I want to go high-end starter because mostly I'm not. Defensive issues are the big thing for me. Not issues, 'cause I shouldn't say it's a red flag yet, but I haven't seen high-end defense from him yet. If that comes around, I think he's going to be a legit great scorer. And not in, I say he's a black hole now just because he's a rookie. Like I use that in a very like hyperbolic way. I wasn't trying to say it's like a defining trait of his, but I'm just saying like for the role he's asked his team, he comes in and he gets his. Like he comes in and immediately is his fucking spark plug. I don't necessarily view that in like a Cam Thomas way where I think he's like incapable of playing team ball and will never be a passer. I don't think it's like a detrimental flaw like I do think it is with Cam Thomas. There's a world where Cam Whitmore becomes an all-star if he gets the right usage, I think.
Love,
He
I
has
feel
Cam
safe
Thomas.
saying he'll be at least a high-end starter.
Love Cam Thomas. We need more guys like that. We need more guys like Cam Thomas.
don't.
Yeah, they're sick.
Or like
They're
listen,
dope.
professional scorers. We need to bring those back in the NBA. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I see. Oh yeah, they did fight in this game. They did fight. Forgot about that. That's
Dude.
good.
Yeah, nah. That was
Yeah, I'll
Jabari's.
take-
but yeah, like
solid role player. I can if we want to go high end starter, I'm good with that.
see,
There we go.
Yeah, the
Oh,
thing
they were
about
scrapping.
Cam is just like he just has one of those things where like no one can stay in front of him, and he's so fucking strong and explosive. and also the 3-point shot is there. And having the combination of both of those things, it's just so hard for you to not reach all-star status. So hard for you to
38%
not
on
reach
threes
that.
this year.
Yeah.
Well, 58% at the rim, which isn't elite, but he's a rookie. You know, I think you see enough flashes that you don't got to buy into that being like an actual weakness of his, because that's not a great percentage. But like you said, you see the insane athleticism, the build. He's already has a strong build that you can see growing into more muscle. He's a stocky guy. I think that athleticism will be an advantage of his.
He is strong. He is strong.
Strong as hell. Like,
I agree.
yeah, I'm cool with high-end starter.
All right, cool.
Next one, let's stick with his teammate, Amen Thompson. Listen, I'm not a big draft guy. I don't watch college basketball. I do my due diligence and research coming into the process, right? And finding out the guys I like and like learning enough I need to so I go into the season having a baseline of what to expect. As soon as I put on that motherfucking OTE footage, I was like, oh, Amen Thompson is my guy in this draft. So I come into the season expecting him to be great, expecting him to be a star. I'm really not disappointed.
He's an all-star.
I mean,
He's an all-star.
okay.
Like plain
go.
and simple. And Mo, if you have anything else to say that is not all-star, we're just gonna have to skip you. There's no debate. Like he's that good.
You gotta zip it.
Why can't he be a high-end role player? What's wrong with that?
He can. I'll give a more in-depth version of what I think. Then you can go. Tell me what you think. Right now, he is uber athletic, 1 percentile athlete. The way he moves the ball in his hands, without the ball in his hands, offensively and defensively, his lateral quickness, his straight line speed first step, top tier truly. He elite defender, just like Asar Thompson, incredible defensive playmaker. The IQ is outrageous. The difference between him and Asar, they both can't shoot, so that's the same thing there. He is a much better passer, I think. He hasn't been able to show it this year because he's basically been playing power forward with Fred VanVleet being the point guard there. He hasn't really played a lick of point guard. He's basically been serving as a 4 or 5 on offense, sitting in the dunker spot, cleaning up, offensive rebounds, really doing the dirty work stuff. And he's still managed to be incredible. He's been one of the best rebounders on the team, legit good rim finisher. But the problem for me is why, if he becomes a high-end starter, like you said, it's because of two things. The 3-point shot doesn't come around, which I think it might not. I'm not sure about that. But secondly, the more important swing factor is his handle. Right now, it's not good. And that's a big factor of why he isn't playing point guard, as like even on a backup sense. Really can't create a lot of advantage right now consistently against elite defenders because the handle's too loose. But I have faith that'll improve.
Yeah.
And if it does, he's amazing.
Okay, that's fair. If it improves, I wonder how much it can improve. Like that's the difference to me, and that's why I feel like it's a lot safer of a bet if he's a high-end role player, because just as more opportunities go by for him on the Houston Rockets, just means like Fred VanVleet ages out and they start to prioritize and graduate the younger guys. Like he just naturally, without the scoring, is one of the more impactful basketball players on the court at all times. So you have no choice but to be like a high-end role player to me. The all-star talk is just like, bro, you have to be shooting like 35% from the 3-point line, 36. You know what I'm saying? I just generally don't know if he'll ever get to that point.
Yeah,
that's the only.
I don't know if you necessarily think he has to be a great shooter. Obviously, like you said, it's got to be competent. Like he has to be able to make an open shot at that level. I think he can just shoot worse overall from 3. If he can really be an advantage creator with his handle and create a lot of rim pressure with that athleticism, I think he can be like supercharged, super soldier serum Rajon Rondo. Now, he's not a basketball genius like Rondo, but he's an elite passer, I think, eventually, like in that same type of role where he can create pressure at the rim and kick out the shooters, almost like a JV version of John Morant, because John Morant can shoot and is a little more dynamic at the rim. If he can do all that, he can be like a shorter Ben Simmons type and be an all-star, I think, without a shot.
Yeah, there's just so many other things that he does well, and there's so many other tools that he has in his bag to where when he gets into a situation that starts prioritizing him, I just don't see it going the wrong way, right? Like he's going to be great, and he's going to be at least one. There's going to be at least 1 year where he is an all-star, and I will bet anything on that. Like he's actually maybe not, but like he's I'm 95% sure.
Wow,
but he is going to be that good.
It's a good bet to bet on players that impact the game in this many ways.
Yeah.
It's very Ben Simmons-esque.
Facts.
Okay.
So
I feel
you
more
with us?
comfortable with an
All-star?
No, still no. I'm not. I'm going to put him high-end role player because I think it's even better.
Role
and
player,
smarter
not
bet.
starter?
Yeah, high-end role player for me personally.
Well,
Just
we have
'cause it's
solid
just
role
like-
player and high-end starter. Which one do you mean?
Oh, high-end starter. That's what I meant. High-end
Okay.
starter for sure, personally, just because it's a more surefire bet. Yeah, I'd rather lean towards
You're
that.
outvoted. Get fucked.
Go to hell. I'll see y'all in 3
All-star
years, 4 years.
No, honestly, this is one that I won't be shocked if you're right. You know, 'cause like I said, there's two big swing factors there that can go either way. I'm just choosing to believe in all the strengths and that at least one of those swing factors will come around. He doesn't got to be an elite dribbler or an elite shooter, or it doesn't got to be both. Just got to be one. And I'd rather take those odds because the
I
upside's
think he
outrageous.
has to be. I think he has to be a little bit of both. That's why it's
To be a superstar, sure.
to be an
Oh, a little bit of
all-star.
both, sure. A little bit of both, sure. Yeah, he can be passable at both, which I think is also possible.
Okay.
I
Who's
hope
next?
I hope you guys are right.
What do you guys want to go with, Case and Wallace?
He's a great high-end starter. He could be that. Could be
High-end
that for
starter,
sure.
okay.
He has everything in his game. Shooting is there. He's a big physical two guard. Can play off ball like a motherfucker. Understands the system already. He's already an integral piece to OKC and what they do. He's a part of the Josh Giddey insurance policy that's going on in OKC right now. I think
Yeah.
he'd be a high end starter. Worst case scenario, solid role player. I'm
Okay,
fine with either.
I agree with you on everything that you said about him. If he has everything in his bag, can you explain to me why he wouldn't be an all-star?
I mean, he could. He's a Kentucky guard. I'm not going against the law. Like, if you look, man, I don't know what's going on over there in Kentucky and what type of deal they have with Adam Silver, but it might be written that he might be an all-star Donovan. So I'm not going to go over here and argue against you with this. The only thing I'll say is that I don't know if he'll have the opportunity to be that in OKC, which is like a huge factor in terms of
And
just
that's
like
fair.
talking about and labeling these players. So that's why I'm like
The reason
not giving him that title.
why is because he just hasn't. He's been very much a catch and shoot guy. 81% of his shots are assisted this year. Massive amount, right? He's incredibly efficient. He shoots 60% on twos and 41% from threes. But he's what people think Chet is, where he just gets spoon fed by the guards on the team. He just plays his role, right? He's a bench guy, rookie. Doesn't have a lot of utility with the ball in his hands. So we just haven't seen him show those flashes. That way we can be excited and think that he could be a self-created guard enough to be an all-star. And not to say it can't happen, like Mo said. You want to pick Kentucky guards, pretty safe bets usually. It's just, it would just be
They have another Kentucky
Hoping.
guard on the roster that's already all NBA.
yeah, true. Yeah, so he definitely could if that comes around. It's just we kind of got to see it first, I think.
It's all about opportunity in these conversations too, which we cannot like underestimate. And so far, I feel like he's the first player where it's like, ooh, I'm not sure if he'll really have that opportunity throughout his entire career with OKC, assuming he stays there.
Yeah, sure. He could eventually, right? He's a rookie, right? But right now, he's used more like Lou Dort than he is J-Dub, I think.
Yeah, that's fair. For sure.
But will I be shocked if he becomes an all-star or no?
I'll be kind of shocked, just a little bit. I'll be shocked.
Oh, sure. I guess. But listen, like you say, how can you be shocked with a Kentucky guard? Also the size. He's not very big and not very bouncy. So he has to be like a really great off-the-dribble shooter, I think, to be an all-star. Almost like a little less shifty, a little stronger Emmanuel Quickly.
Shout out.
That's
shout
a
out
lot
Cooper.
to ask for.
It is. That's why I think he's a high-end starter. But like that would have to be the route would be off-the-dribble shooting.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't
'Cause
see
he's-
all-star for him.
Me neither. He's not fast like Maxey. He's not shifty like Quickly.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
not
that's
bouncy at the
fair.
rim like De'Aaron.
Yeah, is he,
Lifelong elite two guard playing off ball, I think.
yeah, like is he
That's
ever?
great.
And that's something honestly that we probably got to think about for the rest of this list is like when we talk about All-Star, are they ever going to be one of the 12 best players in the conference with as loaded?
Yeah.
Like think about the West right now
Yeah,
and
no.
how many All-Stars got left off the list this year? Like is Case and Wallace ever going to be at that level?
Nah.
Probably.
We gotta
Maybe,
start
but
laying
probably
down now. We gotta start laying down the hammer in this bitch is what you're telling me, Donovan.
Yeah.
No, he's right though. We have not just us, but the world has a big tendency to be optimistic with rookies because there's so much time for them to get better, and like why not? Like we saw with Josh Giddey last year. But quickly, if the circumstance changes, we look at them a lot more harsh. So we got to try not to be too optimistic with these guys,
Time to hate.
which is gonna get people to yell at us because everybody's optimistic about their rookie on their team. So we're gonna piss off some fans if we start being a little more strict.
Kobe
Sorry.
Buffkin, all-star.
He's not on this list because I don't know a damn
I
thing
know.
about Kobe Buffkin.
Yeah,
I'm not
listen,
gonna lie, I have learned nothing about him this year.
You have no reason to watch the Hawks. I don't blame you. Just know that
I've watched the Hawks plenty early in the year. I just still feel like I don't know anything about Kobe Buffkin.
Yeah, anytime you watch him, he literally doesn't play. He's been in the G League for most of the season, so don't blame you.
Okay, let's put him high end starter for Kaysen Wallace. Is it Kaysen or Kayson? I feel like I've heard both.
I think it's Kaysen. I think it's Kaysen Wallace.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Again, on this pod, I called his ass Carson, so don't ask me, boy.
Yeah, that was funny. I didn't want to correct you, but somebody in the comments got mad at you. I'm sure you saw.
Yeah.
It's all good.
How many players are we in for is that 12 or 10?
10.
And okay, let's do one more, then we're gonna take a quick break. Next player, I'm trying to save some good ones for the second half. Let's do Grady Dick.
Great player, man. Nikhil, producer Nikhil is over here smiling like shit. Brother, you will never beat those allegations against you. Freakazoid.
Early in the year, Grady Dick was on bust watch. He was not looking good. He wasn't able to shoot at all for a prospect that was drafted exclusively for his shooting. Had a better stretch second half of the season. Raptors fans will tell you he's looking a little more like a player that can have utility one day, not just full on bust. It really comes down to, is he going to be a great shooter? Because he has to be, right? He's not going to profile as really much of else. He's exactly who he is. I think at best, solid role player, right?
At best. And I'm going to go bench warmer.
Wow. You think
Have
he's
you
too
seen him
unserious of a
enough to
player?
feel pessimistic about parts of his game?
I think it's the question, like you said, just about his shooting. It's like when people are drafted for a certain skill, and then that certain skill is not like what they're great at, I don't feel great about them. And for I don't.
He's shooting 37% overall now.
That's fine. He's had a kind of down month, right? And we can say this, between. Oh wow, he actually had a good game.
He went off today.
Okay, whatever. Whatever. I mean,
yes,
no,
okay.
He's had an up and down march. I guess I have to see next year to like really lock it in, because I want to see how consistent his shooting is. But I'm not too like excited about what I've seen from Grady Dick.
Me neither.
Go ahead.
I think it's clear he can be a good three-point shooter. From the up and down, we've seen the form is good. The way he gets the shots, he in rhythm. He can move off ball and be a movement shooter a little bit. 37% isn't terrible despite the up and downness, like you said, Donovan. I feel confident he'll be a good shooter. But I don't feel confident he can be much of else. I haven't seen defensive flashes. Obviously no passing flashes, driving to the rim. He's a rookie, so not that we expect a ton of it. I don't feel encouraged he'll be above average in any of those things.
Yeah, he's a very one-dimensional player in terms of like his offense. He's just there to shoot. Don't fucking accept him to attack them or whatever. What makes the Raptors excited about him is his movement shooting, which is just like it brings another level of difficulty to guarding the offense. Over the last 23 games, he's been shooting like 40% from three, and he's putting up like 5 threes a game or so. And so like, that is his potential. That is his ceiling. I don't think Raptors fans expect him to, like start breaking shit down off the bounce or whatever. I don't think that's his game. And this is his sole purpose. You know what I'm saying? Just spread the floor, confuse defenses, and run a lot on offense, bro. So I think that's solid role player.
All right, real quick.
If we can benefit the doubt.
Listen, I have to make fun of this tweet. This is this stat is actually very, very stupid. Of Grady Dick has made 64 threes this season, the most by a Raptors rookie since 2019-2020.
That is disgusting.
Please stop. Please stop.
Yeah,
shame on you, bro. Who the hell did that, man? You're so down bad. Who were the last few Raptor rookies to go ahead and do that shit?
Come on, man.
Precious Achula. Who else did they fucking draft in the past? Scotty Barnes, of course, bro. This is just
who's their 2020 rookie that hit a lot of threes? That fucking Malachi Flynn.
That's so down bad, bro. Damn.
All right, let's go solid role player. Assuming the shot is around, he can have utility. I'll also go back to the tier list real quick. Should we? I feel like because we're going to be rather generous a lot of these. I feel like bench warmer and bust might be the same thing. Maybe we should just delete one of them and just have one negative one. Because what's the difference?
Bench warmer just means like good vibes.
Do you want to just get rid of bust?
Yeah, get rid of bust. We're not gonna call these guys a bust. We can just delete it.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so let's go solid role player for Grady Dick.
Okay.
See, I think of a bust would have to mean we think any of these guys are out of the league, and we didn't put any of the relevant players in here, so none of the busts are
Maybe.
going to be on this list.
Yeah. Read the room, fellas.
Right, man. We're exactly halfway through this tier list now. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to push it over to Nikhil for Producer Corner.
What you got for me, baby?
All right, what you got for us, Nikhil?
Donovan, Isaac. How are y'all doing?
I'm doing good.
great.
Chilling.
Fuck me, I guess.
Nah. Mo, ask me why I skipped you.
Why did you skip me?
Oh, is there
Here.
beef?
You know what? I'll give the viewers some context. 2 weeks ago, Mo FaceTimed me, right? And he's been texting me every day ever since. We talked about in a TD3 hoops matchup. Who's winning, right? Me and Donovan versus Isaac and Mo. Mo's been harassing me. Mo was trying to stand on the fact that he thinks they would wipe us. It wouldn't be close. And
Yeah,
I want
Who
to
would wipe you?
No, I want to know why you think that way.
Wait,
'cause
wouldn't
that's,
it be close?
That's simply not true.
Yeah, and that's
Mo's
not
the
to
best player.
disrespect Donovan's game whatsoever. Great player, but
Guys,
it's disrespect Nikhil's game. I am
Let's
giving
not
you
do it.
straight.
Go for it.
You're getting whoever offense ran on you, bro. Whoever offense. I'm having Isaac ISO the fuck out of you.
I'm not going to be like scoring you ISO like that much, but you're not scoring on me. You're getting shackled.
Nah,
so it's going to be Donovan against the
This
world.
is insane. Listen, this is fueling me right now. I love this.
I'm putting you in Alcatraz.
I can't wait. Like an hour and a half from now, I'm about to get a lift in. I'm going to be replaying. I'm recording this on site. I'm going to be replaying this.
Yeah, keep in mind, I'm gonna be fouling the shit out of you. I'm gonna be defending you like a football player. I'm gonna be throwing just straight hand checks. You're not gonna like it, but you're not gonna call a foul. So I'm
I've
gonna
seen
put
you
in
play
Alcatraz.
defense, bro. You play like a lineman.
Yeah, like I'm gonna just fucking shoulder you every time. I'm just gonna be throwing a lot of chest, and you're gonna have to deal with it. It's not gonna be legal defense, but you're not calling it in a 2-on-2 game, so you're
Nah,
getting shackled.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, that's valid from you, Isaac. Mo, screw you. Donovan, you talk to me, bro.
first of all, I'm trying to be calm real quick, but like because I'm actually upset.
Now let's talk about it.
because I'm actually upset because Mo has done more damage to my image than anybody in the history
Please
of the world.
tell us what happened.
Somebody today. So like Skip Bayless goes on Twitter and he posts a video of his jumper, and I quoted it and I was like, oh, like it took an hour or whatever to film. And then somebody replied to it and they were like, yeah, okay, buddy. And it was the video of me missing at All-Star Weekend on the street. Nikhil, I swear to goodness, if you pull it up, I don't give a damn about
Listen,
these. Okay.
we're on the
And
same team,
somebody,
bro.
and somebody
It's 2-on-2.
quoted it with that video. I see it like once a week now. And I promise you, it's not indicative of my game. Like, that's not me. That's not me, bro. You caught me my worst moment. And I promise, 1, wipe the floor is absolutely ridiculous. 2, Isaac, you can't run with Nikhil. Nikhil's actually like his off-ball motion. You wouldn't be able to run with him. I think you would get tired.
He's gonna tire me out.
Yeah, he would.
I'm like Steph.
I trust
You see that right
I trust Nikhil's stamina.
There's a confidence.
Yeah, I got bad lung capacity, so I can see that.
I've
That's
never
why I
seen
said I'm gonna foul
anyone
him.
chase. I never seen anyone chase Andre Roberson off of screens or anything. Like that. No one guards him at the three. Who the hell guards the Draymond Green at the 3-point line? Like that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You know what
and
I'm
also,
Leave
so
him
he's,
open.
he's gonna tire me out with running. I'm gonna make him sore. I'm gonna tire him out. Whoa, wait, yo, my bad.
Nikhil, what's a producer's corner, please?
This is it. But I'm gonna make him tired with physicality. I'm gonna bruise him up. I'm gonna just elbows. He's not gonna like it.
Who gets the ball first?
It doesn't matter. You're getting Mo's bigger than you. Just as athletic. You're gonna miss a shot at some point. and
That's
once you
not
miss
true.
one-
Mo is not. Is that bro? I've seen Donovan beat Mo. I've seen Donovan beat Mo. Like the series went 2-1.
And
I also
vice versa.
I wasn't there that day. I don't know.
I also think that like and again, like in 2-on-2 specifically in this matchup, even if the shots aren't falling, Nikhil and I would out hustle you guys and get like 70% of the rebounds. Like we are.
Okay.
No, you wouldn't.
You say that. You say
We
that.
are out.
until
We're out hustling you guys. None of you guys. I know for sure that I have the most energy and the best stamina out of us 4. And
Yeah.
you guys are not I like
You got me on
if a
motor.
ball goes the other way, you're not getting it. Like I'm getting the rebounds as well.
For sure, but I'm gonna throw a mean box out. Like I'm not gonna be just standing around doing nothing. But you definitely have me on motor. I'll say that.
No,
That's
I
not a
respect
competition.
Isaac's
That's
game
very
for
fair.
sure. Mo's just a tall merchant, bro.
Listen,
Well, he's a
soon
tall
as I'm-
merchant. There's three people shorter than him. So.
Listen, which
Yeah.
is fine, but like I feel like Don and I could neutralize that somehow.
All right,
And,
Yeah,
and
so
listen,
listen,
if Isaac's gonna foul, I'm gonna foul, bro. You're getting pushed, Mo.
Oh, you're not. Listen, if we go foul for foul, you're cooked. Like, if we go foul
yeah,
for
you
foul
want me
against
to
and
foul
Mo,
you?
Like it's me and Mo.
Yeah,
We're winning a foul battle.
It's my turn, all
Promise
right.
you you're not.
This is
I
my corner.
promise you you're not. I will Bill Lambier you into tomorrow. I will.
We're gonna be bench pressing each other. It's gonna be ridiculous.
No.
Nah, if I'm being honest though, Donovan, I'm sorry in advance. I could shoot us off the court in a bad way.
You what?
I said I could potentially shoot us off the court in a bad way.
And I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna do my scouting work.
Listen, it might be scary hours in a terrible way.
It's fine.
I'm just being
It's
realistic.
fine. I'm telling you in pickup, like if you have more of a motor, you can get wins. You can the wins that I was getting against Mo, right? The last one was 100%.
It's just because he's just washed.
Yeah, just
You gotta keep in
because
mind,
I just
guy's
wanted
trash.
the ball more.
My motor's not great, but in this scenario, I'm gonna let Mo cook. I'm not gonna be trying to fucking dribble. So I'm gonna be all motor. I'm gonna have all the energy to expel. So like I'm gonna make up for that.
I'm gonna book the flight for this weekend. We're playing this weekend because I want to play Ramadan Mo.
You gotta hit him his low point.
Hey, I played yesterday. Ask
He-
BJ
he's
about
not like
me. I
Kyrie,
do this
bro.
shit.
I'm gonna make sure it's 3:00 and outside too, like peak heat.
Outside?
Yeah.
Well, if it's in DC outside, then I'm straight because it's cold as a bitch here. So we can do that.
I'm gonna flash some food. In
You're
front
not
of you.
winning. Wipe the floor is actually disrespectful.
No, and he's texting me about it every day, bro.
Yeah, listen, we'll make this happen at some point, but we're gonna cook. Y'all are
Listen,
gonna make me get back in the
y'all-
lab and start playing basketball
when
again
y'all
just
come
for
down to
this.
Houston in July, we'll play.
Yo, you want to get cooked on your wedding day?
I'm winning. We're winning.
Oh,
Yeah, right, buddy.
Okay,
We're
this is
winning,
happening.
and I'll
This is
tell you
happening.
that
This is
right now
happening.
with a straight face. You won't beat us,
Okay, this is happening. All right,
and
I'm
you won't
training for this
score.
now.
You won't score 8 points.
Listen, we might have to
Listen,
live
who?
stream it.
You guys.
The week after July 13th, we are gonna have a video embedded into the pod of this game. This is gonna happen. I will edit that bitch
Not
up. I'll make it nice and
scoring.
pristine.
I was gonna say you better put
A
some Subway
point.
servers on the side because it's gonna be a lot of inaction.
Yeah, but, for those who don't watch the streams, if you don't, you should. On last
Monday,
stream-
8 p.m.
Monday every 8 p.m. Eastern. On last week's or this week's, I'm trying to think when this comes out. On this week's, we did this thing on Twitter that's been viral where somebody made like a doc where you can go in and put information about your game and it gives you your best NBA player comps. It's like super comprehensive. It's actually like a great list. I don't know if you can pull it up, Nikhil. I don't know if you can find it. I don't know how to send it to you. But we all did that on the stream. And Mo got Paul George / Bogdan Bogdanovic because I accidentally fucked up his turnover thing. But he
like
would have
that
Paul
comp,
George
though.
if I didn't mess that up. Donovan, who'd you get again?
I got prime Chris Middleton.
Yeah, you got 2017, 2018 Chris Middleton. So just before the title run, but still good Chris Middleton. And I got Duncan Robinson, which is incredibly generous to my
From
shooting
last
ability.
year.
Yeah, last year's Duncan Robinson. Incredibly generous to my shooting ability, but I can't dribble, so that's why I gave me Duncan Robinson. Listen, Nikhil, Matthew Dellavedova.
Matthew Dellavedova.
Nah, that's Curry right there.
I was okay. I know. Okay. Listen, if we're
Seth,
joking around, I'm Curry.
maybe, right?
I mean, I got the terrible ankles, but I'm more of a Draymond or like a Patrick Beverly. I'm gonna annoy the hell out of you, man.
You're not gonna out Draymond me, I promise.
Oh yeah. Nah.
Yeah, it won't happen.
Now listen, Isaac, I got respect for you, so I'm gonna agree with you. Mo, you're getting cooked, buddy. I know your cardio's
You
not
have
there.
more respect for my game. Mo's so much better than me.
No,
We will
it comes
see
down to
about
sportsmanship, man. this shit
Yeah,
means
man.
something to me.
Mo ignited the fire in you.
We will
But yeah,
see
if
about that.
chat. I'm not chat. That's chat. I'm not streaming right now. For the comments, if you didn't get to watch that stream, please go back and watch it. You can scroll through. It's towards the end of the stream. I don't know the exact timestamp. Well, we went through all of our games and really broke them down, so you guys can get a very honest view of our games. Yeah, Nikhil pulled it up. We were all pretty honest about our strengths and weaknesses, except for Mo, who was like, "I'm great at everything."
I can't lie. What do you mean? You saw me sit there and be like, nah, man, I don't think I'm that good at rebounding. I'm going to say I'm a good rebounder.
Yeah. But go watch that. Nikhil's pulled up at 152 was on. I don't know when it started, so you got to find the exact timestamp when it began. Go watch that and come back to this conversation. You'll have a little more context.
Facts.
Oh, I can't wait.
Now let's get back to the tier list. Getting into the second half of the tier list, let's start with the most high-profile name left. Scoot Henderson. Where are we going with him?
Damn.
Listen, man. Listen, it is looking scary for Scoot Henderson right now. He's played better as of late, right? You've seen flashes of him, starting to put some stuff together. I still had faith at the beginning of the year that he was going to be an all-star. It's year one for a guard. I don't want to overreact. So we can go high-end starter, but if we want to say solid role player,
relax.
I can get with that.
Oh, relax.
I just said I can.
Solid role player.
I said I can see it.
I can't see it. That's extreme as fuck to me. Obviously, he had superstar expectations coming into this draft. A lot of, let's say, uninformed people were like, maybe he's better than Wemby. That was ridiculous, obviously. But, people were saying he should have went over Brandon Miller and expected him to be like a true star guard. If you want to tell me superstars out the window, you don't think he has the burst for that, the feel for that, I'm fine with that. I think all-star, at least a low-level all-star, is still in play.
Bro, the first 6 games of Trae Young's entire rookie season, he was a cup of bounce that ass, bro. Now, there are certain things between the two that separates Trae and Scoot and all young guards across the NBA. But I feel like for someone like Scoot, he just is coming into a time to where the point guard pool, young point guard pool is deeper than ever, and we're just used to seeing young guards come out the wound and just average 7 assists, 18 points, 20 assists, or 20 points, 5 assists per game, just like that. And we're seeing someone like Scoot who's just been just the average point guard rookie that we're used to seeing over the course of NBA history. And so I want to say he needs time. Of course, not a lot has been there. I would say his athleticism wasn't as advertised when it comes to coming into the NBA. The shot obviously still needs a lot of work. His finishing needs some variance, of course, but I would say in terms of just him still getting to his spots, making those athletic finishes still, regardless of the fact how a lot of people feel about it, there's still a pathway for him to become an all-star. There's a direct pathway.
I agree, but when you say we've kind of been spoiled by other guards, by other point guards who have come into the league and are instantly averaging 20 and 5. That's exactly why I'm not necessarily as high on Scoot being an all-star as I was at the beginning of the year, because those guys are going to be here to stay. Those guys are going to be all-stars. Are we thinking that Scoot is going to take that much of a leap when coming into the draft? His athleticism was one of the really, really big selling points. And if that isn't, obviously he's still an amazing athlete, but if it isn't a crazy athletic profile like what we thought before, do we still think that perennial all-star ceiling is still there? That's what I'm unsure about right now.
Yeah, I think superstar ceiling isn't there because he's not Russell Westbrook as an athlete, and that was the comparison people made, which in hindsight was a very lazy comparison, right? Because he's athletic, and he's not that type of one of the best athletes of all time prospect. And that eliminates superstar ceiling for me. But his biggest issue right now is processing time. One of the most important things for a lead guard, or really any NBA player, is how fast can you process defensive coverages and make the right play, right? If he runs a pick and roll and they show help and come and slide over to the big man, leave the corner open, and then rotate back, how fast can you either make the corner shooter pass there before they come back, hit the big man, decide to make the pull-up shot, all the options at your disposal on any given play? How fast can you process what the right move is and make it with the right technique to do it efficiently every time? He's struggling with that. Most young point guards do. You said you've seen a lot of guys do it recently that have done it well, so you're thinking why isn't he one of them? Those guys I don't think that they're the new standard, right? Not everybody's Luka, not everybody's Trae Young. I don't know who else falls in that category, but guys that were stars by year 2 or so.
LaMelo, maybe?
Sure.
Right, I don't know.
Whatever. Trae Young and Luka are really the outliers here. Those are just 2 of the best guard prospects you've ever seen from young players in terms of offensive players and being able to be playmakers from day one. They're just all-time level. So not everybody's going to be that. That's not going to be the new normal that we see forever.
Then question.
It was just flash in the pan.
Then question. Do you think that in 2 years, he can be as good as Darius Garland is?
That's tough.
I think it's certainly on the table.
Yeah, Darius Garland was legitimately one of the worst players
Yeah.
his first year of the NBA. Trash as
For
fuck.
similar reasons. Similar reasons.
Exactly.
But the difference there is he profiled as a good shooter one day, which could make you have, you feel good about that still. While Scoot's archetype is more of a driving aspect, so you don't necessarily have the idea of him being a great shooter to fall back on. But I also don't think he's going to be like a non-shooter forever,
Yeah, exactly. His shot hasn't. I mean, back in the G League, Ignite, when that was a thing before, it just fell on its head. He
RIP.
was
R.I.P.
growing as a shooter. Still, he wasn't like a non-shooter at all. No one treated him like he was, I don't know, some random non-shooter out there. But I feel comfortable with saying he could be at very least a high-level starter, high-level role player.
Yeah, high-end starters the floor for me, I think. I still think once he gets used to the game, the driving ability we saw in the G League can come back. He can be an advantage creator. The passing chops were there. You saw the idea of somebody who has the IQ to keep the ball moving and make plays happen. That can be there. If the shooting and rim finishing, scoring is really where that comes along, right? He's one of the worst scorers in the NBA right now. He's honestly one of the worst scorers of all time in the modern NBA. All his shooting splits are fucking horrendous. It's truly terrible. But we also haven't seen him have as much playmaking duties with Anthony Simons and Brogdon there. They have a lot of guards there that are taking up a lot of usage. So I think in a different world where he has more of a playmaking load, he could have developed that a little bit more, and we'd see a little more passing chops that could give us a reason to be optimistic more. But I don't know. The scoring is an issue, so I understand if you don't want to go all-star.
Yeah, I feel like when you think of like guards like him, you have to be elite at least like two things in order for you to be an all-star level, Like the finishing, I think that could be very well there. But on top of the finishing as well, like, are you going to be like just one of the greatest finishers of all time at your position, like a la John Morant? People would say like Russell Westbrook or so. I don't see that, That's why I'm like, I feel much better with him being a high-end role player compared to like a all-star level guy, And the shooting, I just don't ever think he'll project to being a 40% three-point shooter or anything like that, because that's just simply not his bag. That's not what he was drafted to be. And then on top of that, another layer behind this conversation is that I don't think he's in the absolute best position to go ahead and have the opportunity to do those things, because Anthony Simons is there and also Sharp is there as well. And those two guards are already here right now, so it's hard to justify giving him opportunity on a consistent basis.
They won't be forever.
As well, so it's hard.
They won't be forever. They'll break them up eventually.
Yeah,
they got to be sooner than later because the situation is not looking too bright yet.
You guys convinced me. I'll go high level starter with Scoot.
Okay, high level starter it is, and this is. I think we're just doing high level starter because we should be. Listen, we can't be saying everybody's been all star because they have young player potential. Still, you got to be a little conservative. I think that's fine.
I will say if he's not a high level starter, then he's going to be a bench warmer. Like, there's no in between, in my opinion.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, either he fixes it and he gets back to being a high level prospect and he could maybe be an all star, or he never fixes it and he's just a gigantic bust.
Gigantic bust, and you might be doing DoorDash and Uber Eats. It's one of the two.
All right, next up, let's go with the youngest player in the NBA, G.G. Jackson. Great player, I think. A lot of potential there because he's so young and so raw and has these flashes already of being a guy who's going to be a legitimately good shooter with that size, can attack the rim a little bit, has the size to be a good defender one day. We'll see how that develops. There's a pretty high ceiling there, especially when you factor in the age.
I agree,
There is.
but I'm still going to go solid role player.
I am very confident in high-end starter. He's 19 and already has flashes like this.
This is a fantastic situation for him to go ahead and thrive as a high-end starter, bro.
I think he's going to be a legit great offensive player. I think he'll be like, I'm trying to think of a comparison, someone who's more than 3-and-D in offense because they can attack closeouts and really create shots themselves at the rim. I don't know. I'm blanking on who that may be. I don't know if the D part of that'll come around, TBD. I don't know that it won't either. But I think he has self-creation chops that makes him at minimum a high-level starter.
2017 Harrison Barnes.
Disrespectful.
But it would be
The least dynamic wing you could have possibly named.
Do you think he's going to have the opportunity to put that stuff to work with Desmond, and Jaren Jackson next year?
Next year, I don't know if we're projecting for like the prime of their careers. I don't know if next year is the year he fully puts it together, but you just named a trio that is the perfect place for a 6'9" wing to slot into.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, can he be their MPJ essentially? Obviously, different game, like a little bit less of a spot up shooter, but more of a self-created creator. Like, I think he could be their MPJ playing next to Jaren in the forward spot.
I think that's a fair expectation for someone like him who's 19 years old, and he's given us no reason to not believe in that, considering all the highlights that he's had throughout the entire course of the season. Really,
I love him, bro. Maybe I'm irrationally high on him, but I think I'm being calm with my expectations. But I think there is an immense ceiling there.
Yeah,
I'll say this: every draft class has guys that surprise you that aren't in the top of their class, and they come out and are like, "Oh God, is this guy a building block? Is he going to be like a star one day?" Every draft class has them. Don't be surprised if it ends up being Gigi Jackson.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I think now that we're in the second half of this tier list, I'm trying to be a little bit more pessimistic because I'm like, all right, now all these guys are going to be high end starters, stuff like that. So I'm trying to pick my spots. I just think that for somebody like that to fit in, and I like to fit in with what the Grizzlies are going to be doing. Like they're going to be in win now mode, and so like the development of 20-year-old Gigi Jackson isn't going to be the number one thing on their agenda. So that's why I'm like, these next 2-3 years, whenever you are so young and you are still kind of forming who you are in the NBA, are you going to have the full opportunity like you have this year where he can do whatever he wants, right? He has all the room in the world to mess up, to grow, to gain experience. Next year, hey, we got to get to the conference finals, right? We have all these guys together right now. What is happening? And so how does Gigi fit into that rather than how do we make sure that Gigi is like growing and doing all that type of stuff? So that's why I'm a little bit more hesitant to put him there.
I think the Grizzlies have shown to be a really great team for developing young players. Like Desmond, we're talking about Desmond Bane as a core of that. Desmond Bane was a 27th pick. He wasn't a given to be in that rotation. He just like earned the role and they developed him and put him in a position to succeed based on his talents. I trust them to get the most out of their players.
But now they have two guys like that. Like they were developing Bane when they had like, like very, very early on. But now that you have your core and you're trying to fill in everything else around it, that's a little bit different than when you're trying to like build your core.
Yeah. Well, listen, they have Jokic and Jamal Murray. They still need a KCP. They still need to prioritize somebody that can be there and fill in that spot and be a high level starter. I think it's a similar thing with him where whether he has the usage to be like a star, I'm not necessarily saying that, but I think he'll slot in there and be a very important part of that team.
Yeah, Donovan's right. The leash is definitely like shorter, like for him to go ahead and like there's not going to be much trial or error next season when they're actually trying to like, do something special,
Compete.
which is go to the conference finals or win a championship or whatever. But with that being said, I don't think, especially next season and going forward for the rest of his career, he's not going to be like the reason why they don't, he's not going to be the reason why they win or don't win a championship. That's not what you ask someone like Gigi Jackson to do.
But maybe he could be. Listen, you have
There's
that
a
trio of
chance.
role players
you love him.
to be it. No, I don't necessarily think he can be. But you have this trio of the guys, right? You're not going to have a ton of avenues to succeed. To improve your roster going forward. Like maybe they have one more big trade in them to get a big to fit their full-time starter. But after that, you got to pay all these guys. You're not going to be a cap space team. You're going to be a team with a high draft pick every year. You're not going to be able to have the chance to bring in really dynamic talent. Having a guy like that's this young and fell in the draft because he was so young and struggled in college, but clearly always had the talent to be a top recruit. This is the exact type of swing player that can make a young core become like incredible.
Yeah,
definitely.
We're gonna have to see, especially because Memphis they're probably gonna have a high draft pick again this year. Not because they suck. So you're adding another young body into the mix, and let's say that whoever they draft comes in and is immediately impactful, might move Gigi out the rotation. We'll see. I don't think his spot in the rotation is a lock, right? It probably is, right? Like he's going into year 2 and has definitely earned the opportunity to like go into camp as one of their rotation guys, but he's still gonna have a lot to prove next year whenever they're fighting for top status in the West.
For sure. But the thing is, like I said, next year isn't even like the end all be all because he's so young. He's still 4 years away from being like a solidified version of who it will be.
Yeah.
19 years old is ridiculous.
Yeah, like the opportunity is there for him. I think a lot of Grizzlies fans are coming to the point to where they're giving up on Zaire Williams, who was their lottery
Gabe
pick
blows.
just a couple years ago. Yeah, he reeks, and so now they're on to the next, and they're on Vince Williams timing / GG Jackson timing. So the opportunity
Reeks
will be
is such
there.
a funny word.
That's so disrespectful.
It's the truth, bro.
Yeah,
I had high
Vince Williams,
expectations
but
for him, bro.
They're gonna be so good next year. I can't wait. I'm buying so much Grizzly stock.
Yeah.
I'm projecting them to be the 2 seed next year. Get ready for it.
I was a
Damn,
year too
already,
early.
bro.
Yeah, I'm with it.
This is why we call you a munch, and you wonder why, bro.
Nobody calls me a Grizzlies munch.
Just a munch in general. Like, you're just everywhere.
Nobody calls
Like,
me a munch but you.
no, people should be start calling you a munch. You have a jersey, bro. That didn't come from me either.
From you.
All right. Where are we putting Gigi?
High level starter.
High level, sure. Yeah. I'm fine
Alright,
with that.
thank you.
If he's an elite shooter with that much length, he has to be a high level starter. He's just
Alright.
that valuable already.
Okay, let's move to somebody that we can project a little lower so Donovan doesn't get
Cole
too much
Anthony.
positivity.
Congratulations. I said Cole
You
Anthony.
said Cole Anthony.
Fuck.
Bozo.
I don't know why I
Anthony
said
Black.
that. There
Where are
we
we
go.
putting Anthony Black?
It's looking real bench warmers.
First and foremost,
you
I
just,
will
you just
say,
want to put somebody in the bench.
We
warmer.
have to. One of these guys is going to be a bench warmer. Okay, we have like 20 guys on this list. Not all of them
Okay,
are going to
fine.
be solid role players.
Fine. Marcus Sasser is going to be a bench warmer. Put Marcus Sasser in bench warmer.
See, that's disrespectful to Marcus
Anthony
Sasser.
Black might
Nah.
not. Anthony Black, I think he might have to be on that range too. Like,
No, I think okay. The one I think is actually going to be bench warmer is probably Trace Jackson Davis.
Yes,
really?
I agree. He does it. Listen,
I
he's-
disagree with that.
he's-
Trace doesn't shoot,
he's
pass, or
benefiting.
defend the rim.
Okay,
He's-
that's where you got it wrong. He has passing chops. He just hasn't had that opportunity to show for it
All right.
in Golden State. I've been watching him 2 years in Indiana, and he did. Yeah, I know it sounds
I
lame
forget
as
you
hell,
tapped into
but
Indiana
fucking-
basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And Trace Jackson,
I believe you. I believe
Trace
you.
Jackson is genuinely like that. Opportunity just isn't there because it's like, why the fuck we get the ball and have this 22-year-old, 23-year-old rookie? Why would we run plays to him? Just doesn't make any sense, you know. But once he does start to get shine and Kevon Looney officially phases out of that, I think you'll realize the finishing uber important, and also similar things as like Derek Lively in terms of just like him being an extra piece offensively when it comes to his passing and allowing that connectivity, being like that's uber valuable when he adds that into his game. Will he
The
have a
difference is
chance to
Derek
do that in
Lively is
Golden State?
7'1"
I
with
don't
a
know.
fucking 7'5" wingspan, great defender. I don't really see that for Trace.
And
He could
also,
be a good defender,
listen,
but
Trace
that's
is-
why I'm putting
Trace
him
is
like
fine. Trace is fine. He's also playing on a team that has a very like deep need for bigs. And so like with Draymond going in and out and
opportunity
getting
is there.
ejected in 4 minutes or whatever, and Kevon, like there's definitely been times for Trace to really step up. Obviously, like everyone talks about like the warrior system and being kind of complex when you first get into it, and then after like you need time to really adjust to it. But I just don't see it with him as like a solid role player.
Given 33
Bench warmer
minutes
it is.
today against the Orlando Magic, he put up 8 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists. The vision is there. You guys just don't see it, brothers. But it's
You
okay.
just said that out loud like I was supposed to be like blown away.
Is it not a good game by a rookie who
It's
just said
fine.
he will be a bench warmer? This is not bench warmer productivity right here. What are we talking about? It's a good game.
It's 8-14. It's fine. It's cool.
It's
It's
a
33
good
minutes.
game.
The 14 is nice. Listen.
It's 33 minutes. You're acting like this is like in 12 minutes. Like I'm supposed to be like, whoa, the per minute efficiency. Like
Another
it's
thing
cool.
that's very important to talk about this conversation, which Donovan alluded to just a little bit, is like he hasn't been given the opportunity, obviously, because Steve Kerr just has no vision for young players specifically at all. And I think as time goes on for you guys, you'll start to realize, oh shit, this dude is kind of he's an offensive, he's a punch. He's like a force whenever he's driving to the rim, and he can do a lot
I'll
of
say-
very necessary things.
I'll say this.
I don't even
right?
think he's bad. I'm just trying to find somebody who can be bench warmer. I don't even think
Yeah, I
he's
know.
bad.
He's not the guy. Fuck that.
I'll say
the worst
this
player on
though.
this list.
Also, if we're talking about like long-term
No,
people's
he's
careers,
not.
everybody in that building in San Francisco is a Steph Curry merchant, and I would love to see what they all look like the moment he's not there. Let me see what Trace looks like in 4 years, whenever Steph is not Steph Curry, right? Because then it's gonna get real scary, and you might feel a little bit different about him. right? So I don't know. We can't put everybody in a high level starter.
I have someone who's even worse than him. All right, and I don't think he can be a bench warmer. I just think that's the wrong decision, and we're just looking for a guy to place there.
Yeah, we are looking. Sorry, Trace, you're the guy. Sorry, prove me wrong. The Warriors need you right now. Go ahead, step it up.
Also, bench warmer doesn't mean like awful. It just means they're not going to be like, like a starter. Like they're going to be like just a back end rotation guy.
Fuck that.
Doesn't mean they're out of the league.
Special.
You love this guy. I didn't even realize. Jesus,
he's a great player, man. I have my time invested into him. I've seen him play in person multiple times. I thought he was going to be fucking ass, bro, to be honest with you, before this season started. Well, not before this season started, but throughout college, I was like, damn, I don't really see it. And then I saw things like him dribbling the ball in fucking transition. Ain't nobody talk about that, but that shit is there. No one talks about it because he's fucking TJD and he played in Indiana or whatever. But
you can have it. I don't think anything negative about him. Whatever. You can have it.
Fine.
I don't think anything negative. I don't ever think he'll be a good. I don't think he'll be a good rim protector ever, which really limits his ceiling. I think at best he can be fine defensively.
You guys will wait and see.
You are weirdly attached to this guy.
What did I say, man? We gonna see.
He's your guy.
He's gonna decimate the Lakers on a random Thursday night. You're gonna be in shambles.
Listen, a lot of bench warmers randomly decimate my team. It happens.
You're right.
Oh my goodness. Multiple.
You have a lot of tweets about this guy. Yeah, you might be the bigger munch here. Jesus.
No, I'm not. Don't ever call me munch.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
Put him in solid role player. You got it. So you got a guy on this list. You can have it.
Yes.
Back to the tier list. Back to the tier list.
Damn. Okay, I get it. I'm Indiana affiliate.
Can we put somebody in bench warmer? Can we put Anthony Black in bench warmer?
No, Anthony Black is good. Why are you just throwing straight at him?
This is peak TD3 right here. We're arguing who's going to be a bench warmer right now.
Black is good.
Okay, why does Anthony Black not deserve to be a bench warmer? Like, I see it on multiple levels. What are you saying?
Why are you even writing off Anthony Black? Anthony Black has done nothing wrong. Anthony Black is an off guard. They're basically being a 3-and-D guy who is a big guard, profiles to be a good defender. He's shot decently well. Like, I don't know what.
Fucking 3-and-D. He's the fakest. That's the fakest 3-and-D guy ever. He's not a 3-and-D guy first.
Look. He's. I'll give him this. He is like very active. Like he has good hands. Like when it comes to like steals and blocks, like he profiles well there. And so I'll give you that. But nah, man, he is a fake 3-and-D guy. And I don't.
He's a rookie. I'm not saying he's an elite shooter right now.
Shooting has never been his bag when he was in college, and it's still not in his bag now, and it's just exposed even worse because he's in Orlando. I think what makes it worse for him is like I see him in Orlando, and that team just doesn't need his archetype. It's the worst situation for him. So I see that, and then I see the genuine holes in his game that's just hard to project him to be successful in the league unless a team is like perfectly catered towards him and they just have like 5-out spacing type shit everywhere. And I just don't see it yet.
What do you mean? He's not fucking John. Why isn't he 5-out spacing?
He can't shoot. What do you mean?
He's got some liability. They're not treating him like a Sar Thompson. What are you talking about?
He can't shoot.
Nah,
Look
man.
at the percentages.
He's been completely fine. What do you mean? He has been a perfectly fine member of the rotation.
Nah, bro.
He's a good player, but in terms of like projecting his potential,
this is crazy hating.
I'm not crazy hating, bro. I love the Orlando Magic, but he just isn't a part of the future just yet.
He shoots 42% on corner threes.
Nice on how many attempts? It's congratulations.
How many per? I'm trying to find per game.
Okay, that's a stretch. I don't want you to look for that. Okay, it's okay.
No, I'm trying to see what his per game is instead of totals because I was on cleaning the glasses.
Per game
total
is
shots.
probably disgusting.
He shoots 1.4 attempts per game in 17 minutes. So
gross.
what's per 36 minutes? That's 2.9 3-point attempts per 36 minutes, which obviously isn't a high volume, but I don't think he's been a negative spacer out there to the point where it's damaging. He's not Markelle Fultz.
Markelle Fultz.
Nah, bro. I watch him and I'm just like, nah. This is Anthony Black is. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to play it. Gonna have to play the. You just gotta. When I watch him, I am not impressed. I don't.
This is hilarious hating.
I'm just
whatever.
He doesn't pass the eye test. I'm sorry.
I don't
He's
know.
a rookie playing like fifth,
Yeah.
sixth option every time he's on the court. Like,
Hey,
of course he
man.
doesn't pass some crazy eye test.
Hey man,
It's
sucks
for
to
me.
suck. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
We're just hating to find someone to hate on. Fuck it. Put
No,
Anthony Black and
it's-
bench
it's-
warmers.
Yeah, just because he's on the Orlando Magic, like he's shooting 62%
No,
from
I
the
don't want to hear
free throw
from
line.
you. You
so
just want
what
to do this
way
because we
is
thought it
it-
was gonna be Trace. You're just trying to find somebody to direct the attention. away
No,
from Trace.
I'm not. It could be someone else on the list too, but maybe you're right. TJD is. I'll protect him, bro. What can I
Just
say?
pick-
But
you just put your sights on somebody else. You're like, not my baby, and you pick Anthony Black.
I'm just saying Anthony Black's a better candidate to put on that bench warmer tier compared to TJD for sure, without a doubt.
I don't think either of them have to be bench warmers, so I'm not trying to down that. I don't really give a shit about TJD in comparison, but I think Anthony Black will be a fine player. But go ahead, put him in bench warmers. Whatever.
If you
I'm
put
not
him
gonna
on
down.
like any other team in the league, I could see like solid role
Yeah.
player, but the team just
We don't
doesn't
have
make
to put
sense.
him
It's
in-
like Paulo.
he
Franz,
won't be
whatever. It's
like-
like why?
He won't be a bench warmer, but he'll be a bench guy.
solid
right.
role player is like they're like backups.
He's a
They're
guy,
good players.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, like they can be a backup. They can be a six,
then
seven
never
man.
mind. Bench warmer's fine. Bench warmer's
Whatever.
okay.
Next player. We're spending too much time trying to find the bench warmer. Y'all can have it so we can move
sorry.
on and be objective.
Sorry, Anthony.
Yeah,
Black.
enough
If he was
of
on the
fucking
Hawks,
stupid hating.
hey,
Yeah, and then we Nikhil, we can put TJD in solid role player.
Next player. Back to this. Let's be real now. We got the bench warmer out of the way. We can stop the witchcraft. We can stop. The witch hunt to try to find the bench warmer. What are we gonna do with the Sar Thompson?
See, I hate to do this to my son, but you got to go bench. No, I'm playing. We're not putting him in bench warmer.
oh my
We'll
god,
walk out. Okay, everybody's a bench warmer now. You're overcorrected.
Probably a solid role player. I think that he does a lot of great things. I'm very worried about his shooting moving forward. And if that never comes around, then we'll get a solid role player. But yeah, right now it's just not good. But he does everything else so well. I just can't see him being a high level starter if the shooting doesn't come around.
Can we really put him that much further below his brother though?
the playmaking might be the gap.
Yeah,
It's
but
not bad, and it's not a weakness for him, in my opinion, at all. But when you don't do like the most important thing on the court that well, it holds you back a little bit. But then again, while I say that, he's there on the boards like a motherfucker. Obviously, his athleticism helps him when it comes to defense all across the board. He's going to be one of the best defenders in the league. So it's like,
I know, but but his shooting is on Andre Roberson timing, and that's what.
do you think it always will be?
Huh? I don't
think it
know.
always
That's
will be?
hard to
It
project.
scares me. It scares me,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure about it. To be,
I would love to bet on Asar Thompson if I was a GM.
I would love to as well. I like Asar more in terms of just like favorite guys to watch. I like Asar more than a men, but the shooting is just, it's undeniable. It's undeniably bad. Also, crazy move by Ant. Just like 11
Nuts.
pivots.
That footwork was ridiculous.
Look at this.
He kinda- he-
One,
he
two,
traveled on that one.
three,
He traveled.
4, 5.
Fuck off. Shut up.
He traveled. Sorry,
He
bro. I
traveled.
gotta
Shut
call it. I love Anthony Edwards, but that's a travel.
Shut up.
Bro. I'm calling that shit right now.
That's a bucket right there. That's what that is. But okay, I mean, I think if somebody has already as a rookie, you can say I think he'll be one of the best defenders in the NBA. I'm comfortable assuming that the shot can come around at some point and like give him benefit of the doubt there.
Why?
I understand if it doesn't, we'll see. But he doesn't have to be a great offensive player to prove to be a high end role player. He only has to have a little bit of progression there because the defense gives him such a high floor that his defensive floor gives him more value than some of the guys we've given the high end role player tag to already.
If he can do the important things off ball on offense, like cut on a high level, then I'm very comfortable with like putting him at the high level role player for sure.
You know what? All right, we'll go a high level starter just because I like Asar, but I am a little nervous about it.
No, I get it. A lot of rookies suck at a lot of things, and when you show that crazy high of flashes on a hugely important elements like perimeter defense and playmaking as a defender, I think that's a reason to believe someone can be a really great player.
We need to have a database of all the first round athletic draft picks where everyone is like, nah, like, listen, if the shooting comes around, he's going to be good. And then just see what the percentage is like, because I feel like every year, right? And we are going
happens, though.
we are going to
draft.
get every year of guys who are just like, nah, if the shooting comes around, he'll be there. And then it just never gets to that
sure.
level.
Listen, it's a gamble, but it happens though. Herb Jones is a 42% 3-point shooter now. It just happens sometimes. Scotty
Yeah, we'll
Barnes
see
became
if
a
that
great
lasts.
3-point shooter.
We'll see if that lasts.
Lonzo Ball became a great 3-point shooter. Brandon Ingram became a great 3-point shooter. It happens
Jalen
more and more in
Suggs.
the modern NBA. Jalen Suggs, we were talking about Jalen Suggs last year as being worthless. If we did this last year, you would have been like, Jalen Suggs is the automatic bench warmer. Now he's a 40% 3-point shooter and one of the best defenders in the league as a perimeter point guard.
He was my guy. That was that swing factor. I was made fun of talking about some X factor. Jalen Suggs 3-point shot. That'll change everything. And apparently it has. Not literally, but you know
Listen,
what I
Donovan,
mean.
like you said,
We
every
started-
draft class is going to have guys that have this 3-point shot variation. I'm going to bet on the one that's going to be the best defender in the fucking NBA. I'm going to pick that one to bet on.
On the flip side, to that example, we've seen an all NBA, all defense type of player get applauded just for taking a three before, because the three never developed, right? Like, we've been through this with guys like Ben Simmons has been on that level, and the three never developed. Like, there's obviously guys on the other side of that where,
Of course.
it never happens. So, and
Yeah, it's a coin flip. Like you said, it is what it is. Doesn't mean I'm gonna just be like it'll never happen. Like what reason we had to believe it won't? I'm not. If you're gonna do a projecting thing, you said he's an all NBA guy that never got the 3-point shot. You can still be viable without a 3-point shot.
but not player. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about his three, but we're fine.
That's fair.
All right, we can go to the next player. Jordan Hawkins, sharpshooter.
Someone who
This is a
Gets
solid
solid
role player
role
if I've
player.
ever
Creative
seen
form.
one.
No, Asar's a high-end starter.
there we go.
Oh, so you said Jordan Hawkins is a solid role player?
Solid role player if I've ever seen one. He's good
Really?
though. He's good. He's good, right? I just think high end starter. Nah, that's
got
just
a
not
ratchet
your lot
on
in
him.
life.
No, he's a solid role player.
Yeah, he's going to be very dependent on his situation. He's going to have a lot of on-ball creators around him. I want to see if he can, like,
Definitely.
the step for him to become a high-end starter. Can you create offense for yourself like that? But until that happens, just keep doing your thing, right? Keep being an off-ball guy. Keep knocking out shots. You'll be okay.
I agree
Yeah.
with you on that one.
I don't even want to talk about him too much. We can keep moving because we've been taking forever on the last few. We got the second half. We started yapping. We put Jordan Hawkins a solid role player. We got on the witch hunt for a fucking bench warmer, and we just started yapping about all these random guys.
I know.
Anthony
We're just
Black,
picking
I'm sorry I had to be you.
TJD. I'm sorry. I'm
Marcus
happy
Sasser.
it wasn't you.
Now
Marcus
you're
Sasser.
going down. You're going down in history as one of the biggest munch offs we've ever seen over TJD. I can hear it in your voice. The passion was
Yeah,
there.
no,
Listen, it
there
takes
is
a munch to
something
know a
different.
munch, all right?
It was crazy.
There is
Your munch
something
I've
radar
never
was
heard him
going
like that.
off.
I've never
Me
heard
either.
that from you.
There's a tenor in your voice.
I just like defending what's right. That's literally it.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
So you said Marcus
You're,
Sasser?
fucking, you're mad at the people. Yeah, where's Marcus Sasser going?
Solid bench player.
Bench warmer? Right? How do we feel about bench warmer? Listen, people have talked about, I'm not seeing the vision necessarily with Marcus Sasser. People have talked about him, like, being a scorer. I know that they've tried to put him in these different situations. Like, they try to put him kind of off ball, but it can't really work because, like, the backcourt's really small. They try to do a lot of things, but the way people talk about Marcus Sasser, you think that he's like an automatic bucket. He had 24. I think in this game he had 24. Yeah, either in this game or the game before. He just had 24 points. Before that, he had like 10 straight games like under 10. Like, he is.
Yeah. He hit the
very-
rookie wall hard after the
Yeah.
deadline, after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
We got it written down here. He used to have 46% true shooting over the last 14 games. But
Good
before
Lord.
that, he was at 58% true shooting for the first 49 games. So that's just quintessential rookie wall.
Yeah.
I wouldn't read too much into that.
So you think solid role player?
I would say solid role player.
I honestly don't. I'll defer to you guys. I don't have much of a read on Marcus Sasser. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna go
It's
bench
hard. It's hard to
warmer.
tell on backup Pistons guards with how they've been playing this year. I don't really have a strong feeling either way.
I see the confidence offensively and he can shoot. I just see that and I'm just like, okay, solid bench player for sure.
I don't know if he's a good defender or not. I have like no fucking clue what his defense is like right now.
It's hard to figure that out on the Pistons. Like, is anyone a solid defender on that team?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Listen, sometimes I just don't fucking know because there's some players that I just like have overlooked, and I try to watch every team, but sometimes you're just like, is Trace Jackson Davis a good rebounder? I can't remember. Like, you know,
like-
not that example, bad example,
Yeah.
but you know, like sometimes you're just like a random player where you're like, I have not paid attention to him in like 2 months.
It's fair to say there's like 400 players in the league, bro. We can't watch literally every
so-
single one of them.
I don't know Marcus Hasser's defense like that, so I'll defer to y'all. Where do you want to go with him?
I think he's solid.
Yeah, he's okay. He's okay.
Solid role player. There we go.
guess I'm
Honestly, I
hating.
think everybody left is just gonna go into solid role player.
To be honest, yeah.
Hold on. I
Back
think
to
there's
T.S.
one guy
Who's
that
left?
can get up there.
Let's speed run this bitch. All right. I think Keontae George is maybe okay. So Taylor Hendricks is solid ass role player. I don't even think we need to talk about it.
I'm not talking about him either. Let's move.
Solid ass role player. Put him in there.
You got the rest.
Jarris Walker is definitely a solid role player. I think he might
could
be a high end
really
starter.
Nice. He could.
I
be
think
really
Jarris Walker
nice.
might be a high end starter.
He has that ceiling for sure. The shot
A lot of
creation
people-
and 3-point ability and the length and the defense is just like undeniable, bro.
I think he is going to be a really good passer, and he hasn't had a lot of time to show it because they traded for Pascal Siakam. He's been killing it in the G League. Shoots really well from three in the G League. You see him be able to attack off the dribble a little bit. I think going to be a good defender. It's weird to imagine how it's going to develop with Pascal Siakam there now, whether he becomes a trade piece or post Siakam because Siakam's not getting any younger. I think there's going to be a world where he's going to be solid high end starter.
Yeah, it's hard, but the other night I saw them run a lineup of like Jarris, then there was Sticks, Jalen Smith, and then some other big. I think it was Miles Turner was on the court with him as well. They were running a 3 big lineup, and I think that goes to show Jarris Walker's versatility, you know, and obviously like long term you can't expect him to be a fucking 3 or anything like that, but I always talk about situation. The situation is tricky because Siakam is Siakam, and he's one of the most consistent role or all-star type players in the NBA. So it's hard to see him breaking out to that eventually. But regardless of the fact, he like the potential is just undeniable still. There's a direct pathway for him.
All right. Keontae George, very interesting, very dynamic. People have a lot of high hopes for him. He's been a solid passer, can clearly get his own bucket. He's the type of guard that needs to physically develop to really be like a truly efficient scorer in the league. Can't really expect a guard like that that's really, or like a really shifty off the dribble guy and as a rookie to be super efficient getting to the rim. But I think you can project him to get a lot better at that, as all point guards do. Do you see the passing chops for him to be an all-star?
All-star, no.
Personally, All-Star is tough. All-Star is tough. I would be
He's
a
good.
lot
He's really
safer
good.
betting him. I would rather bet on him being a high-end starter for sure because there's just so many good good point guards in the NBA right now. You know,
Yeah.
can he be?
But he's another guy kind of like Gigi Jackson where like you could look up in 4 years and be like, oh, this is the surprise guy the class that secretly became a star. Like that always happens. He's on watch for that for sure.
For sure.
High-end starter,
Definitely.
though.
But I think about the other guards that he has to be better than, and like it's like can he?
Yeah,
can
but
he
don't
be better
think
than-
about that. Don't
You
think about
have
that.
to
You
when it
have
comes to
to
like
level.
thinking
You
about
have
whether or not
to.
he has to be if he has a
Yeah,
chance
but
to be an
the
all-star.
league's going to change so much. There's no way to ever know that. Like, every fucking 3 years, half the talent gets traded from one conference to another these days. I think it's better to just focus on the level of player you think he's going to be. Projecting what you think the league is going to look like in the all-star standings in 3 years is a useless endeavor.
Even when I think about point guards from top to bottom, like all-star conversation or not, I think about the top 15 point guards in the entire NBA, and I feel like he just might be right outside of that because it's just so deep. It's just so deep.
Yeah. And also injuries happen every year. I don't want to focus too much on like actually being an all-star. I just mean like all-star level, you know, like De'Aaron Fox wasn't an all-star. We'd still put him in all-star tier, you know?
Definitely, for sure. The all-star level's better way to word it, for sure. So,
So there is that ceiling with him. Have you guys seen enough that you feel confident that could actually happen? Like, would you be willing to bet on it, like on putting him that level?
he's on a great team. He has the opportunity to make it happen, for sure.
Great coach.
Yeah. The
All
opportunity
right,
is
just put him in All-Star. Just put him in All-Star.
No, you don't have to. I'm just opening the conversation.
I personally
I'm fine
love
with
his
him being
game,
started.
and I'd want to put him there, but I don't want to. Shit, I don't know if I want to put those expectations on him yet.
Like, go back to the show real quick. What names are in Is there any names that are in high-end starter that you feel bad putting behind Keontae George?
Kaysen, for sure. Kaysen,
I don't feel bad saying
No,
Keontae
I
has a
don't.
higher ceiling than Kaysen.
I don't either.
Yeah, I would say Keontae for sure has a higher ceiling. For sure.
Donovan, do you see a ceiling of all-star with him?
Damn, should we move Kaysen
yes.
down?
I see a
Hold on.
ceiling with
No,
Keontae.
Kaysen needs to be high-end starter. What? Why would he move him down?
I see a ceiling with Keontae as an all-star.
Do you think it's more likely he does that than not?
No.
All right, Mo, you decide. Is it high-end starter or all-star?
Let's put him in high-end starter. Keontae, playing you proved me wrong, bro.
Yeah, he's gonna sneak up on people in year 3.
I hope so, and I want to see it. And I definitely would bet on it, just not right now on my glorious tier list.
And this is our tier list. We have 4 stars profiled in this class: Victor, Chet, Brandon Miller, and Amen Thompson. Is there anybody you guys want to add bump up last second? Do you want to give Scoot the credit? Do you want to give, I don't know, Cam Whitmore the credit? Whoever it may be.
Nah,
We
not
did
right
our
now,
thing.
bro.
A perfect tier list. No revisions.
Oh
This
my
is gonna
gosh.
be so good. This is gonna piss everybody off because young fans are crazy about their young players. Not young fans. Fans of each team are ridiculously optimistic about the young players. So we're gonna get yelled at. It's gonna be hilarious.
Oh, 100%. Listen, the Magic we're no longer a part of Magic Hive. We can't be fans of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I have Paolo hater allegations. We're fucked. Magic fans are not gonna fuck with us.
Your theme
Listen,
song is
man.
fire, though, Orlando. I do
It
love
had
it.
to be somebody. It had to be somebody.
Just know it wasn't me. I think it's ridiculous. I think he should be a solid role player, but I got outvoted.
Cole,
At them, not
I'm
me.
not saying Cole Anthony. Fuck. Anyways,
You know what? Put Bilal in bench warmer. Put Bilal Koulibaly in bench warmer.
Oh my goodness, that's gonna be your biggest regret.
Says
but
swap
whatever.
Bilal and Anthony Black.
What?
Swap them.
He see Magic
You
fans
guys are
DMing his
such
ass
Anthony
right
Black
now.
haters for no reason. It's
I
hilarious.
not an Anthony
I just
Black
moved
hater,
him
bro.
into solid role player.
I'm talking about Mo. He's what? Like you said, move fucking Quinn Cook into solid role player.
Put Anthony
I'm not
Black
an
up.
Anthony Black hater, bro. It's just hard because the situation is tough. The next
situation is
piece that
fine.
the Orlando Magic. No, it's not for him as a young player when it comes to developing. It's not fine because why is your team number one priority still to get a point guard who can shoot and you're a young guard and you're like, damn, they want to go ahead and put someone ahead of me and take my minutes already, bro. I don't have the opportunity. And
It's
it's
the
already hard
fans'
enough for me
priority
to
to
fit
get another guard
alongside
there.
Paolo in front. So it's like it's not
You're yapping.
the opportunity is not there. It's not yapping, it's seeing through it, brother. Do
Listen,
it.
The team.
he's yapping
the team
about the
never said
truth.
we need another point guard.
He's
the
yapping about
fans
the
want them to
truth.
get a shooter.
They're
They picked
in
their
the
version.
market for that. Like the team, the fans, whatever way you want to slice it.
Says the
if you're the
fans.
GM of the Orlando Magic, you're gonna get a point guard, bro, who can shoot. Are you not?
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that Anthony Black doesn't have a role in the team. You could always use more shooting. That has little to do with Anthony Black ceiling on this team in future with them.
I know. I understand that has little to nothing to do with Anthony Black, but at the same time, it's like it kind of has a little bit something to do with you because we drafted you, bro. I don't know why they did. I
Anthony
hate that
Black-
they
It
drafted
Anthony
him.
Black.
but it kind of does.
Yeah,
Anthony
it
Black.
does because it's
If
like
you
he's a
can
part
get
of
in
the
the
problem
gym,
inadvertently.
Anthony Black, if you can get in the gym, you can avoid these conversations altogether. You know what I'm saying? Get you a basketball shooting machine, 400, 500 shots a day.
His
You
shot is
won't
not
ever
even
have to
that
be in
bad.
these nasty conversations again. Solidify your spot. I don't believe in you right now. All right? I don't believe in you. Prove me wrong, please. Because I like your team. I like your theme song. I want to be on your side. I'm not right now. All right, work on your game in the summer, young man. Please.
Let's go on to TikTok time.
Crayon eaters rejoice!
First thing we're gonna do today, we're gonna bring back something we did a couple weeks ago that was incredibly fun, performed well on shorts, people loved it. We're gonna do that game where I have 5 questions in 5 categories, and I'm gonna ask you guys to name a person, a player, a team, a coach, whoever it may be. And you guys gotta try to not name the same player as me.
Okay.
Last time,
Are we locked in? Are we too locked in? That's the question right now.
We don't want to be locked in. That's
Exactly.
the thing. We're too much in lockstep all the fucking time. So we got to be opposite.
last time I did it, I didn't pick any obvious names, and people in the comments were like, "I just picked the obvious person every time, and I won." So, got something for their stupid asses.
Damn, Crown Eater. He just caught you stupid ass. What you going to do about it? You better outperform
hilarious.
him, and I'm with you, Crown Eater.
So-
I'm going to do it.
Listen, some of them will be easy, some of them won't be. Now I know to throw variety now that I've done this before. So this time it's not going to be such a walk in the park if you just say LeBron James every time.
LeBron James.
All right.
Yep. So I won't say which questions, but there's 5 questions. Some of them will be easy, some of them won't.
Let's do
So-
it.
Let's roll.
Let's get it. So I'm going to name 5 categories. You guys got to try to make sure you don't say the same name as me. First category, let me pull my doc back up. Name an NBA player that has a championship.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Iman
Thanasis.
Shumpert.
You said Iman Shumpert. What did you say, Donovan?
I said Thanasis.
Ooh. I got LeBron James.
There
Wait,
we
was
go.
Thanasis
Put it-
on that team at that point? I think he was.
No.
I think Thanasis was. He's been there for his whole career. I think he was drafted before 2021.
No, when
Thanasis?
when he played for the Knicks before.
Yeah, he was the Knicks back in
Oh,
like
he did. I
20
forgot.
Yeah.
He was on the team.
Okay, there you go.
Perfect.
Okay, you guys survived round 1. We'll keep it going. Name an NBA player with a signature shoe.
Okay.
Okay.
3,
Got it.
2, 1.
Austin
LaMelo.
Reeves.
You said LaMelo, Donovan?
Yeah.
Ja Morant.
Woo! Okay.
Still alive.
I'm still alive. Let's go.
John Morant has a signature shoe?
Yeah.
Yes.
It got
forget?
Where you
listen,
been?
listen, it got no push after the incidents. But he had the signature shoe.
Okay, you're right. I
The
forget.
incident. Which one?
That's why I said incidents, plural.
I completely forgot.
All right. Name a coach with multiple championships.
Oh,
Oh,
it's like
shit.
four.
All right.
Yep, multiple rings. 3, 2, 1.
Eric
Spoelstra.
Spoelstra. Fuck!
Steve Kerr.
Yes! Oh my God! We did. Damn, Donovan, if we were on
Yes!
Thank God we didn't complete the trifecta.
No, I was nervous.
Yeah. As soon as you said
Are we
Spoelstra, I was
all on
like,
the same
fuck.
timing?
Is there
Two more
synergy
questions.
like
You
that?
Might get more nervous.
All right.
Name an NBA team that won a championship in the last 10 years.
Oh, see, you suck for that.
Okay.
You suck
There's
for
like
that.
4.
I know.
3, 2, 1.
Toronto
Nuggets.
Raptors.
What'd you say, Donovan?
I said the Nuggets.
Gabo stupid ass again. It's the Toronto Raptors.
Damn, bruh.
You're out.
The most poverty team. I shouldn't have selected their ass. Fuck.
Let's go one-on-one.
Got one more question, Donovan. Can you survive?
I just want a one-on-one.
Name a current NBA player that has won Rookie of the Year. 3, 2, 1.
Ben Simmons.
Oh, shit.
Kyrie Irving.
Wow.
5 for 5.
Woo!
Damn it.
Somebody found victory this time.
Shit. I hope the Crown
Last
Eagles
time nobody
too.
won, so it's an upgrade.
Let's go.
Yeah. I was
I'm
on
here.
fire,
I love
too.
this game.
I'm here.
It's a Cleveland. This is for you. Anything is possible.
I love this.
All right, next thing we got to do, let's shift to something funny. Mo, I believe you have some 2K graphics to show us.
Ooh, yes. Something that we like to do over here, y'all, is guess NBA players, whether it be, you know, based on their baby pictures, based on what their head or hairline looking like. But today, we are over here. This is crazy as fuck. We are over here. We're going to be guessing NBA players based on their old 2K graphics. You know what I'm saying? Back when a lot of you Crown Eaters weren't alive, there was this thing called a PS2, PS3, you know? And the graphics, they were very tough.
What'd you know about that?
So I want to see how
What you know about
deep-
Tony Hawk's Underground?
Ooh,
Guitar Hero
man.
3.
You don't know, you don't know
Guitar
nothing
Hero
about
2.
that. You don't know nothing about that. The GameCube?
Y'all are in the trenches.
Come on.
Y'all in the trenches. So I want to know if can you hold on. Ooh,
Audio visual?
tongue's going all over the place, bruh. Can you guess the NBA player based off of their 2K graphic?
Okay.
Let's go ahead and do it. First up, who is this player?
Oh,
That is
I'm
this
gonna
is every
guess.
James Bond villain.
I'm
Oh
gonna
my
guess.
But I
goodness.
see
this
the
is somehow
jersey.
Kevin Love.
You're
Kevin
wrong.
Love. Ooh.
No, that is an old Nuggets jersey. And I know this doesn't look anything like him. That must be Nikola Jokic.
You are correct. This is Nikola Jokic. This is his fucking evil twin, bro.
Yeah, this, you know, listen, second round pick 2K24, or the second round pick in 2014, they did not respect him at all.
On God, bro.
This
He
is
looks-
Rob Deerdeck.
He looks like his name is Evil Knievel, bro. He did the pointy nose, pointy ears for no reason. Damn.
He looks like he sells fake gold in the middle of the mall.
Just straight finessing.
That's good. That's elite. Elite pull.
It's a great pull. You got this off rip, bro. You're a true Nikola Jokic munch, Isaac.
That's how the jersey.
All right, what's next? Ooh. Who is this player?
Is this
Oh my
supposed
God.
to be Christopher Emmanuel Paul?
Why do you say
that
that?
looks like a Hornets jersey.
Yeah. That's got to be Chris Paul.
It has
But that
to
is
be.
also not Chris Paul. That is Isaiah Rashad.
That is Avery Johnson.
I don't even know who that is. Isaiah Rashad, who are you? Damn. I may be
rapper.
looking at his ass. It might be him, bro. But no, it is Chris Paul. You're correct.
Did you say Avery Johnson, Donovan?
Yeah. No, that's Avery Johnson.
Avery Johnson.
That's good. Yeah, listen.
That's hilarious.
2K6, they did not have advanced graphics back then.
Yeah.
But what's funny is all of y'all's dads saw this and was like, yo, that looks just like Chris Paul.
Exactly.
Their mind
So,
blown.
I thought I was watching a real game. Say, you liar.
That is crazy. That is crazy, bruh. All right, who do we have next? Who is this player?
Nah, this is
Did he get
racist.
stung by bees?
This is
This
racist.
looks like Snoopy.
Is that Kevin Durant?
Yes, this is Kevin Durant. And never in his life has his nose been this big. Never.
This is Kevin Durant if he was allergic to peanuts and ate a Reese's.
You are correct. This is KD. Damn, bro. They did you so dirty. This is 2K8. Fuck,
This is
bro.
hilarious.
Yeah. I don't know what they did. Whoever was the creative behind this, bro, KD, sue their ass. This should not
Seek
be out.
litigation.
Exactly, bro. Who's next? Who is this player?
Is this like Japanese Derrick Rose?
Damn.
It's like a face mash of two different people, one of which is not Derrick Rose.
Honestly, this kind of looks like the Scream too. While you're at it, the face.
No,
is
this
that
is
warped.
100% Derrick Rose.
You are correct. This is D Rose. Y'all on the fucking roll, bro.
This looks crazy.
Atrocious, bro.
So when did
got a
graphics
next-
do good?
He kind of looks like one of the goblins from Harry Potter that run the bank.
Oh my god. Now
That joke fell flat. 'Cause I'm not a nerd. I know nothing about Harry Potter.
You don't know ball. My bad.
I know that joke probably hit though as soon as I look it up.
Overestimated you.
I've seen
Who's
one
next?
Harry Potter movie in my life.
It's hilarious, bro. Next up,
So
we
what's
got.
next? It's like,
Who's this?
see,
Oh my
now
God.
we're starting to get places. Now we're starting to get places.
Yeah.
This obviously is Klay Thompson. What year is this? That would be the better question. Is showing this picture, and I'm gonna guess that this is 2K16,
No, this is 13.
13.
This is 13.
This is
Oh,
12.
because they have
actually.
the facial hair.
Fuck, I was gonna say 12.
This is
I knew it was one
12.
of those.
This is 12. This is 12.
Damn.
Good guess. Y'all are in your bag, bro.
That's a real 2K player right there.
I saw this and I heard that Jay-Z soundtrack. It was in the back of my head.
Now you know real ball, bro. That shit's classic. I fuck
Real
with
gamer
that.
shit.
This next one is hard. This next one's hard. I'll
Or
be
not,
shocked if you
depending on
get
what
this
happens.
one. Oh, that's true. Who is this player?
All right, we're getting too easy. We're getting too easy. This
Wait,
is
hold on. Who does this look like though? 'Cause we know who it is. I think but
exactly.
This looks like it could be somebody else. Like this looks. This is Luka Mute.
See, now we're getting racist.
Oh my god.
Listen,
No, listen,
it is an all-star player, but just the Dominican version of that player.
Oh,
That's what that is. So
You
like,
gotta crop the jerseys next time. The jersey makes it too easy.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where you fucked up.
yeah.
But
So-
Russell Westbrook, welcome to the program.
Damn. Y'all are fucking correct, bruh. Y'all breezing through this.
Yeah,
bitch.
it's-
Next time
it's
I
the
know what to do
jerseys.
with y'all.
This looks like someone tried to draw Russell Westbrook from memory with crayons that didn't match his skin color.
That's a good description.
There's
bruh.
only one shade of brown in Crayola.
Exactly. It just says brown.
Yeah.
Just one.
Oh, bruh. That's hilarious. Who's next?
That was next.
Last one. Who is this player?
This is a nematode. Who is it?
This is Ice JJ Fish.
It is.
This is fucking Marshall Mathers. This is ridiculous.
He's JJ Fish is crazy.
Okay, black and white. Is this a Frenchman? Is this Tony Parker?
That's not a
To
bad
quote-
guess, but it's
To quote
not.
my glorious king LeBron James, is this that light skinned motherfucker? Steph Curry?
It is that light skinned motherfucker Steph Curry. This is college hoops 2K7,
Oh, I
bro.
forgot about the college.
What a pull.
This is a mean
Doesn't
throwback
look
right
like
here,
that.
bro.
He looks like
He
his
looks
face
so
got stung
caught
by
off
bees.
guard.
He's
Looked
like a
he just
goldfish.
Woke
This
up from a bad
is
dream.
exactly how Steph Curry looked whenever Draymond got ejected tonight. Just like, what?
Crying and shit. Yeah.
Look like somebody hit him with some surprising information.
No facts.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. All right, on to the next thing. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to play 20 questions. But I've gotten the sense as of late that 20 questions is too easy for y'all. We're going to play 10 questions.
Not 15? We got to
Nope,
go all the way down to
We're
10?
going all out.
All right,
You better
okay.
choose your questions carefully. I want to hear drama. I want to hear pressure. Listen, you can't be throwing questions out willy-nilly. You have very few to choose from.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw out the most random questions, bro.
Time to
Be
lock
ready,
in.
Donovan.
Time to lock in. Let's go, Mo.
So you got 10 questions to guess the NBA player I'm thinking of.
Okay. We have to be very selective.
Very.
First one we have to ask is, does he play in the Western Conference?
No.
Okay, he's in the East, Donovan. 9 more questions. We got to get this bitch.
Has he made... Wait, time out. Is this an active player?
Yes.
So he's active.
See, okay, so the pause...
No. I was just going to say, I wanted to tell you it's obviously going to be, I'm not going to do a non-active player for 10 questions, but I was like, I'll
okay.
let you waste a question. I was trying to decide if I want to give you a freebie or not, but I don't.
Jackass.
That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. Okay.
8 more questions.
We need
Not a lot.
We need to determine how good this player is, right? What metric do you want to go? All-star,
What's his PER?
15, right? 15 points per game, 20 points per game. How do you want to attack this?
Let's do the All-Star pathway.
Okay. Have they ever been an all-star?
Yes, they have.
Okay.
Okay.
Next, I feel comfortable asking, is this player a guard?
No, he's not.
Okay, so he has some size to him, Donovan.
Whoa.
Okay. We can't waste this shit.
Okay.
We got 6 more questions. Let's lock the fuck in.
Let's go.
We gotta
Does
start
this
throwing out
player-
names at this point.
Play in the Atlantic or Southeast Division.
Yes, he does.
Okay.
Okay, what are
10
those
teams to
divisions,
choose
Donovan? Because I don't know shit.
This is either.
You should have taken a heave and picked one division, and picking 2 was too conservative for 10 questions.
I wanted to cross off. I wanted to see if I could cross off 2. I took
did.
I took a gamble. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. So listen, we have Knicks, Celtics, Raptors, Nets, Sixers, and then we have Heat, Wizards, Hornets, Magic,
Doo-doom. Doo-doom.
Heat, Hawks.
Okay.
Doo-doom.
Okay, cool. So he's a
All-star, not a guard.
all-star.
Come on, speed it up.
Not a guard.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask a question about his age?
Yes, we should ask about his age. Go ahead. You can set the line for the age.
How specific do we want to be though? Like, should we be like 27 and over or 27 and under? Like, which way you want to lean?
Do you want to go
I can commit.
30? Or do you want to go 28?
Let's do
Let's go-
28.
let's go
That's
28.
oddly specific.
You want to go 28?
Is he 28 or older?
I'm feeling tense for y'all. He is over 28.
Okay. It's an
Old
ass-
All-Star. Old
guy
All-Star
here.
in the Eastern Conference.
28 was a bad line. I don't know why y'all did that. That's too
Good
big.
line. It tells us that he's, you know what I'm saying, peak of his
Yeah,
prime.
on
a little
the
bit
on the
past
older
it,
side.
Now we might need to start throwing in guesses.
Y'all got
not
3
no
questions.
one
Y'all be
on
mad
the
conservative.
Cleveland
Okay.
Cavaliers.
Here's what we should ask. The last 2 questions are gonna have to be very specific guesses. I think for 7 out of these 10 teams, we should ask, are they on a playoff team? And then we can go into guesses.
That's a good one. Okay.
Okay, for 7, is their team currently in the playoffs?
They are.
Okay, so we can pick from the Knicks, the Celtics, the Nets, the Sixers.
Not the
Heat.
Nets. They're not in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, you're right. Knicks, Celtics, Sixers, Heat,
Magic. Cavs.
Cavs aren't on
Okay.
here.
Okay, Knicks, Celtics, Sixers, Heat, Magic. 5 teams. 5 teams.
Let's get intense.
We have older all-stars. Let's think about them. On the Magic, nobody's an all-star. Nobody's over 28 and has been an all-star. Correct?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so I think we can cross off the Magic. The Knicks, nobody is over 28.
I kind of want to throw a shot right now.
Listen,
Oh,
you
we
guys.
only have 2 questions. 3.
Actually, no, we have 3.
You have 3 questions. Hail Mary time?
Ooh. Oh man, it could be 2 players actually. Now that I think about it. So
It could be a lot of players at 28.
yeah, I know. So for the All-Star question, was it like have they been an All-Star throughout their entire career, or like they were this season?
He said, have they ever been an all-star?
Yeah,
worded
like okay, so they've been an All-Star before. Doesn't necessarily mean they were an All-Star this year. Ooh, Donovan, I kind of want to throw out a name right now on the Milwaukee Bucks. To be honest with you, I want to throw out
Wait,
Bucks.
wait. What?
This man can't read.
what?
No, they're the 5 teams that are in bold. Those are the 5 teams that they are on. The Bucks are not in this.
Oh, okay, it's too zoomed out for me. I can't even see that shit.
Yeah, there's only 5 teams that they're on. They're either on the Knicks,
Okay.
Celtics, Sixers, Heat, or Magic. But the Magic
God I
don't
ain't
have
throwing a shot.
anybody 28 and above that has been an all-star.
Oh,
Right? We can cross that out.
Come on, speed it
Okay.
up. It's TikTok.
okay, gotcha. Shut the hell up. We need to win this shit.
We're going for the
You
win.
need to entertain people. Speed it up.
All right.
People need to tune into the long form. Then they'll be entertained.
Shit. All right. I am gonna throw out a shot in the dark.
Take one. Take it.
Kevin Love.
Uh-oh. Incorrect. Waste of a guess. 2 guesses left.
Okay, not Kevin Love. We got to be shooting. shooting. It's not Kevin
Okay.
Love. Can't be no one else.
Okay,
on
listen.
Cannon.
It's not a
Would it
guard.
be
We got to
JB?
think about people. We're thinking about Jimmy Butler. We're thinking about Al Horford. We're thinking about we're thinking
Hey.
about we're thinking
I
about
like Al
Butler.
Horford's name.
Al Horford, and on the Knicks, I don't think anybody is 28 and above. I can't
Julius
remember
Randle, not
how old Julius is.
I'm pretty sure that he might be 28 right now. He's 29.
Oh, okay. 29. Okay. Randall, Butler, Horford. We got to pick 2 of those 3.
Is this Al Horford?
That's your official guess? Donovan, you concur?
That's a
Yes,
guess.
that's the guess.
This is Al Horford!
One of the greatest Hawks of all time. You never fail me when I need you the most. Thank you, Al.
Now listen, we're here. It took us a minute, but I don't care because
There
we got
we
the dub, and that's all that
fucking
matters.
There we go. Slow and
Buzzer
steady.
beater.
We ready.
Let's go.
Thank the Lord. There we go. That was tough. That
Wow.
was tough.
No,
He came so close to losing.
that's pressure packed.
Yeah.
That's pressure.
Yeah.
That's
there
pressure.
we go. We here. We here.
If you would have said Jimmy Butler, you'd have been fucked. You'd have been down to a coin flip.
I would have
Yeah,
been so
no.
mad.
That's hilarious. what a surgical way to get to the answer.
I knew it couldn't be Jimmy Butler because when I asked if he was a guard, you were like clear, like straight up no. And Jimmy Butler's like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we don't have to fuck around and do 5 questions next time. I really have to test you.
Oh, 5 questions is crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Listen. You
And
might be able to
listen,
do it.
and to be honest, had we known that all the players were going to be like active, we could have had an extra question.
Yeah, I didn't have to be nice about it, but I was like,
So we
well, I'll be
really
nice
did
and
this
make
in
them all
8.
active.
If you think about it.
Oh, wow, you guys are fucking next level. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put old versus new. Real simple. I'm gonna have a matchup of players, one old, one new. You guys are gonna tell me who was better at their peak.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Simple enough. So we've done this before. We've done it with jerseys a lot. We've done it with like certain positions on certain teams. This time will be a little more broad. So nice and simple. Which NBA player was better, old or new? First off, we got Rajon Rondo or Trae Young.
Rajon
I
Rondo
already
was great
know.
for his time.
I'm gonna say my answer, and I just gonna be like, "That's nostalgia."
no
Give me
way.
Prime Rondo over Trae
You're
Young any day.
gross. You're
Any day.
gross. Give me your basketball card right now. Give me your black card while we're at it too. What the hell?
You're telling me that I get
Why did you
how
take
they're
his
both
black card?
black? What do you mean?
Bro,
And
that
I'm
is
taking the
you don't
darker one.
respect
What are we
real
talking
ball.
about?
Oh my god, you're gross.
Bro, if you swap Trae Young for Rondo in the 08 Celtics, they would have fucking three-peated.
Yes. How can you
Their
guard
offense would have
that?
been unstoppable.
Pulling up
Stop
from
that.
30 while diming you the fuck up? What are you gonna do about it?
Stop
Can't
that.
do shit.
Stop it. Let me tell you something. First of all, I'm getting the better passer. Second of all,
That's
And-
debatable.
and
That's
by
debatable.
far, I'm getting the better defender.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
If you give me those two things, and Rondo at his peak could score a little bit. Obviously, he's not going to lead the team in scoring.
Strike
Oh,
score a
nice
lot of it.
12 points. Oh my god. Fuck out of here. Give me the 25
And what else
10
does he do?
routinely guy. I need him.
What else does he do? Give me
If
one.
we gave Trae Young, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, we'd be talking about him a lot differently.
Give me Prime Rondo, and my team will be set. We'll be in line. You're telling me I get basketball IQ and defense and elite passing? That's all I need for my point guard. I don't need anything else. You can take the guy who chucks from 35 feet. You can have him.
Yeah,
I'll take the
I'll take
winner.
that guy who chucks it
I'll
from
take the
35 and
winner.
hits 38% of them. I'll take him any day. Yeah, for sure. That's disgusting. I can't believe you
And
said
end up
that,
in the
bro.
10 seed like you've been. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, because Rondo as the first option gets you real far.
Keep doing
Yeah,
what you're
exactly. I would. Yeah, Rondo as a first option will give me the number one prospect at Kentucky for sure, buddy. Let's do
Get your
it.
Cooper flag.
Exactly.
I saw Sacramento Rondo. It was not a pretty sight.
doing. See, that was past
I
his
saw
prime. That
Dallas
was past his
Mavericks
prime.
Rondo.
Disgusting.
See, Rick Carlisle was being ridiculous.
Oh man.
All right, next up. Blake Griffin versus Zion Williamson.
Zion Williamson as of late has been special, but if we're talking about Detroit Blake Griffin, it might be an easy conversation.
Bro,
I
fuck
might take
Detroit
him.
Blake Griffin. If we're talking 2015 playoff Blake Griffin, this man was a man amongst boys. He was ridiculous. Blake Griffin still deserves it.
He was a man amongst boys until Zach Randolph came around. Then he was the boy, and he get thrown around that court. He was soft.
What's up, boy?
The bully's bully.
Exactly. Nah, but
The definition of the bully's bully.
Prime Blake was good, but I am forever going to pick against him because he fake jumped over a car. So give me Zion.
He loses the aura battle. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
He literally jumped over a car. What do you expect him, bro? Did he not go over it from point A to
He
point
jumped
B?
over
He
the
did.
hood, and it was advertised that
Is
he
that
jumped
not
over the
a part
car.
of the
He
car?
didn't clear the car.
That's a car, is it not?
Embrace debate.
No, he jumped over the hood.
Oh my god.
All right, next
That was a
player.
rigged slam dunk contest. Big Kia, big car was
Capitalism
out
won.
there. Big car was out there making sure that Blake
He
Griffin won.
fooled 13-year-old you, boo-hoo.
Next player. Kevin Garnett versus Nikola Jokic.
Shit.
Listen, I love KG's passion. I really do. I
I
want
love
it on my
Jokic's
team.
lack of passion.
Huh?
I love Jokic's lack of passion.
See, that's where we differ. However, Nikola Jokic is so much of a better player. I got to take him over KG.
Ooh, so much. Let's go.
Now, KG's defense moves mountains, especially if he was playing today, bro. Alongside what he did offensively, too, especially the younger T-Wolf days. But I'm still taking Jokic. I'm sorry.
So you know what else moves mountains? The best offensive big man of all time. Top 3 passer of all time. The most dangerous white man in the land. Give me Nikola Jokic.
Munch.
You're munching. You're munching.
Yeah.
Like Pac-Man, just going.
God, yeah. You're not making this any better.
All over the screen.
He ain't missing
Eating
spot.
anything in sight.
That motherfucker shining. Oh my goodness.
Shout out to Cannon.
I'm on a glazed donut diet.
Yeah. Glazing, man.
Oh my god, that was funny. All right, next up. It's like Pac-Man. What does it sound like? Tracy McGrady or Jason Tatum?
As much as I hate on Tatum, there's no way in hell I'm picking T-Mac over you, bro. Give me Tatum any day.
Why?
Why not? What do you mean?
What do you think I mean?
Remind
Why?
me of a second round series that T-Mac played for me, please. Which one did he play in?
What did you say?
What second round series did T-Mac play in? Remind me.
List them.
Listen, how many times has Jason Tatum got outplayed by his own teammate who can't go left in the finals? Don't talk to me about Jason Tatum right now.
He got him there.
Yeah,
Did he?
exactly.
Nah, I'm being nasty.
We know you are.
T-Mac is incredibly talented. Never came together at the right time on the right team. Jason Tatum deserves it.
Yeah, his defense does move also. One of the best defenders in the league at his position.
I don't know about that much, but relax. But he's very good. He's no Herb Jones.
I'll give
player.
I'll give Tatum the nod because he's gone further in the playoffs. But if we're talking about getting buckets, it's T-Mac all day.
Oh, my goodness.
Bucket for bucket,
All right.
T-Mac clears.
No, listen, you put him in Rucker Park. It's not no competition.
Exactly.
Who makes the
One-on-one.
best
Come on.
Ball is Life mixtape? T-Mac might win that out of every player in NBA history.
Listen, 1-on-1, 3 dribbles. T-Mac, easy.
All right, next player. We got Pau Gasol versus Karl Anthony Towns.
Come on, man.
Wow.
Come on.
I miss Pau, man.
Come on.
I'm taking Pau Gasol.
I'm taking Pau
Could
Gasol.
Cat have won next to Kobe?
No,
No.
Kobe would have put him in a chokehold every
He
other day.
would have hated him.
What happened? Yeah, no.
Jimmy Butler hated him. Can't imagine what Kobe would have thought.
Oh, my goodness, bro.
Kobe would have been in the locker room throwing baseballs at him.
Exactly, bro. Set screens harder. No, for sure. I'm taking Pau.
Yeah, I mean,
I like the defense, the passing. He never does too much. Knows his role,
the
bro.
defense. Pau Gasol, noted rim protector.
It's better than Carl.
I guess.
Yeah. His name is Carl. That's so crazy.
I don't know why that was so funny.
Yeah.
Better than Carl.
Yeah. Carl is. I never called him Carl before in my life.
So got a lot of Carl.
Carl moves you, bro.
Next player. Charles Barkley versus Anthony Davis.
This is tough. Very different
Charles
players.
is the better offensive player. AD is the better defensive player.
Listen, Chuck won MVP of the league one time.
He did.
Like we can't forget about that. At 6'4", being undersized. Listen, is he a better rebounder at 6'4" than AD is at 6'10", 6'11"?
AD averaged like 12 rebounds a game. It's probably close.
That's what I'm saying.
Charles is definitely better as number one option leading a team. You can definitely create offense for others better. Is that the difference?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But Anthony Davis' defense is fucking crazy.
Yeah, and Charles was never like super impactful in that
This
end.
is the closest matchup
What are we
I've ever
doing? This
seen,
is the
bro.
MVP of the league that we're talking about here. Yes, it's Charles Barkley.
It's Charles Barkley. It's Charles
All
Barkley.
right. Sorry, fat
I'm
man.
just trying to trying to think it through. But it's Charles Barkley.
Let's do it, Charles.
Next player. John Stockton versus Luka Doncic.
These
Get
two white
this
men are
dude
not the
off
same.
of my screen. This is
They're not
glorified Ricky Rubio, Kyle Guy, whoever you want to put in front of my face, bro. Like Luka.
You know what this
Doncic
looks like?
sweeps.
This looks like Steve Rogers before and after the Super Soldier Serum.
Oh, this is a
This is
straight
the same
troll.
guy, but just extremely evolved in every way.
You know, this is a straight troll, bro. I could name you 30 NBA point guards that I'd rather have than John Stockton.
Oh wow, Jesus!
That's disrespectful.
Call it what you want. It's facts.
Man said, "Give me Spencer Dinwiddie."
All right, I won't go that far. Give me, hey, Alex Caruso though. Now we're talking.
Oh, we're going white for white right now. Let's go. Keep going.
What other white players would you take over John Stockton right now?
Oh, we could do it right now. I'd rather have Dante DiVincenzo for sure. I'd rather have Dylan Windler. I would rather have TJ McConnell. I would rather have Kevin Love, good vibes guy, of course, never will disrupt the locker room.
Are you taking Duncan Robinson?
Who?
You taking Duncan Robinson or John Stockton?
Oh, Duncan Robinson in a heartbeat. Absolutely, bro. And then on top of
Isaiah Hartenstein?
easy, bro. He's a great rebounder. Plus, he's partially black too, so I need that athleticism. On top of that,
Tyler Hero?
yeah,
Chet?
Grayson Allen, give me him too. Same type of time, but I need him, elite shooter. So many guys
Grady Dick?
in a heartbeat. Give me Grady Dick also.
All right, are you taking Kevon Herter or John Stockton?
Give me both. Give me Kevon Herter, bro. Give me John Conchar, bro. Name any one in the NBA. I'm taking him over him. Yeah, give me Salty Aldama. Give me Zubac, bro. I'll take anyone.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Next player. Manu Ginobili or Anthony Edwards?
Bro, if Manu was a starter for the entirety of his NBA career, we would be looking at him a lot differently.
Way differently. But also, he couldn't dunk on John Collins like that.
He would have Euro John Collins.
Exactly.
He would have had
2
John Collins
points.
spinning around. Either way, John Collins is getting put in the blender. Like he's getting mixed up. Right? I'm not picking between these two. I know I'm not picking John Collins.
Nah, give me Manu Ginobili. Manu Ginobili is one of the most skilled two guards of all time. If he was a full-time starter on his own team where he was the first option, he would have been a lot better.
Anthony Edwards, I'm picking you, my boy.
But listen, he's better than 23-year-old Anthony Edwards. Will he be better than 28-year-old Anthony Edwards? I don't know.
Now, that's a real conversation that we got to have in 5 years. We'll resume.
Yeah, ask me in 2 years, I might pick Ant.
Exactly.
Ask me after one more playoff run, I might pick Ant. I don't know.
Exactly.
But for now, we got to get the ball man his respect.
I agree.
And that's the end of that. That was fucking hilarious. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to look at some accessories, some aesthetics, some vibes, some fashion, some style, some NBA signature shoes.
Okay.
Something we've done in the past, haven't done in a little while. Kind of a TD3 staple, but it's been a little bit since we did it. Every time we do this, people on Shorts and TikTok don't realize we're talking about just looks. So they're always like, have you even ever played in the Curry Flow 9? And we're like, no, clearly we're talking about the fucking looks of them, idiots.
You think I've played in every basketball shoe ever? No.
Like, shut up.
You think I ordered a pair of Antas? Come on now.
I have one pair of basketball shoes, exactly one. I had no need for multiple. But yeah, so what you guys are going to do is, it says guessing, you're not going to be guessing them. You're going to be rating these NBA shoes based on how good they look.
Okay, from 1 through 10?
Yep, 1 through 10. Purely aesthetics and style.
Let's do it.
Show me the
First
shoe.
off, we got James Harden's new shoe.
Listen, these are hard. These are hard. Now, I don't like this colorway, but every other colorway, I would buy a pair. These are like 9 out of 10, near perfect shoes.
Ooh, near perfect. Okay.
Near
Yeah,
perfect.
James
I like them
Harden's-
too. They're tough.
Yeah. James Harden's line, his shoe line has been in the trenches for the last few years. But this shit right here put his brain back on the map. Not going to lie.
Listen, my favorite version of these, the ones that J-Dub wears, where he has a blue and an orange pair, and they have the little like white lightning bolts. Mwah. Perfect.
I'll go with solid 8. This is a good way to make it look futuristic and modern without looking corny.
I agree. This is a classic. This is damn near a timeless shoe in my opinion. I kind of want to give this a 9.
I don't know if it's timeless, but it's good.
Came out 2 months ago. Timeless.
Had that timeless looking
Instant
feel to
classic.
it.
All right, next up we got, who's up next? Next up we have the Skechers that Joel Embiid wears.
Oh my god, bruh.
Joel,
These look like
Joel,
elite
Joel.
walking shoes for sure. If I'm walking my dog, I might wear these hoes.
Where
right
do
here.
we begin?
Good God.
Is there even enough bad things to say about this shoe? This shoe sucks. I don't. First of
Imagine
all,
the bag they had to throw him to wear Skechers on an NBA court.
Skechers that look like that
Massive.
too, bro.
Massive. It's him and
These
Joe
Buzz
Montana
Lightyear
just
shoes?
holding up the brand. This is not good. This is a 1 out of 10.
Joe Montana.
This is 50-year-old kindergartner type shoes. Like these are shoes that teachers wear for sure.
He doesn't have a
he's a
player
kid.
edition, right? They look like they light up. Like, why are they not blue and red?
Looks like you should pop a Healy out of it and zoom down the hallway.
Exactly. What is this colorway?
You be running like Naruto, hands behind his back.
Facts, bro. No, this is peak hall monitor shoes, bro. Lame as fuck if you wear this, bro. Snitch
And I know
alert if you
Skechers are
wear
trying
these.
I know Skechers are trying to get into the basketball game, trying to make themselves reputable. Hasn't worked yet. I'm not finna respect it. 1 out
Adam
of 10.
Silver is over here figuring out ways to save the NBA. Too much scoring. We need to lower the offense. This right here is what we need to start with, bro. Players can't wear shit like this.
Ban Skechers.
Yeah.
That's how you fix the league. That's how you
Abolish
restore the
them.
feeling. All right, next up. Oh, we have Lou Williams signature shoe.
Why are these motherfuckers kind of hard? These are stompers.
These are hard.
Yeah.
They're hard to look at.
You gonna be stomping to a cranberry field? These are looking industrial.
That's what I'm saying.
Nah,
These look
I
like
like
shoes
these.
that Kendrick Lamar will wear on tour. These are steppers.
Y'all are lying. If
Big
these had a
These are
Nike
big
check on them,
steppers. That's
you
what
guys
these are.
have completely different opinions on this.
I
bro.
grieve different.
Y'all lying. If I had
These
an
are Mr.
Adidas or
Morale
Nike
ones.
check,
All right, relax.
y'all
Relax.
are lying. These are a solid 7.
You would walk past, if you were in Academy or a store like that, you would walk by them. Wouldn't give them the time of day.
Nah, I wouldn't.
These
I
are
would
a
look at
solid
them and be
7.
like, damn, these are hard.
No, these
And
are
then
a
I'd walk
solid.
away
These are a solid 7 if you work at an oil rig.
again. Oil rig. Y'all are so
Yeah, if you need something for
disrespectful, bro.
protection. If you need
Yeah.
something that's like for utility, you're working a hard job, you're working hard, you're being, a good worker. These will do it for you.
100%. When you go into those jobs and they tell you you need to wear all black shoes, right? You need good grip on the floor. This is what you put on.
Oh yeah, all black shoes. This is what you wear if you work at Chili's.
Oh, Chili's. Y'all are disrespectful,
You're
bro.
a line cook.
Lou Will, these are
I
hard.
feel like
These
we're
are
hating on
7.
Chili's. Chili's is mad. Chili's is mad respectable. All right.
I don't mind Chili's at all. I wouldn't be trying to dress the part though.
This dude is a Chili's reward member.
You
That's
saying
why he's
Chili's
saying
employees have no drip? Come on now.
that. Got a Chili's membership.
I do frequent.
You got a Chili's credit card.
Ew.
I'll be there.
I'll give him a solid 2.
Oh my God, y'all are hating.
I'm going 3.
These suck. I'm not gonna
Haters.
lie. These are terrible. Big duct tape. All right, next up, we have Aaron Gordon's signature shoe.
These are some Power Ranger ass shoes if I ain't seen one before, bro. The little wheel looks like it literally moves with you, bro. It gives you like a +10 in speed wherever you go.
I was gonna say, look at you run mad fast, so you're the Flash.
Exactly, bro. And
What,
also,
What
it's
what
like
aerodynamic
brand
as
is
hell.
these? Adidas?
I don't even know.
Because you know what they look like? They look like
No,
the
there's some
old-
random brand that
Oh,
nobody's
wow.
heard of.
They look like the old school Derrick Roses, like the crazy lights.
They
look like
do.
that, right? Just a little bit like more compressed.
No,
But
these
no.
look like
What?
these look like an A train from the boys to wear these.
Ah, dang. I'm sorry. I don't get that reference.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
you're
you're
tripping.
fucking ridiculous.
I'm sorry. I don't watch the boys.
You're tripping.
Bozo.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
No, but you're right. These are +10 speed for sure.
This looks like
I'll
a
give
Formula
these-
1 car, to be honest with you, too.
It
It does. I
Got a
just hear,
spoiler in the back.
yeah, mean ass spoiler in the back, bro. I just hear just NASCAR through this shoe, bro. I don't know why.
No, but I'll give these a good 5. I feel like if I wear these, I'm jumping like Aaron Gordon.
5? If I feel
this
like
isn't
if
like
I
Mike. You don't get his powers.
That's
They
hilarious.
suck. Nah, they're
These are
about a
ass.
4. They're like a 4.
Okay, they're mid. That's fine. Next shoe, we got Kyrie Irving's new Antas.
Bro, they just look like his old Kyries. These are hard as fuck.
These are tough as shit, bro. Those colors look so good together. I love the off-white sole. The strap works. I'm giving this a good 9.
The purple and the pink mixed with the cream just all flows really well, bro. He was in his bag with the designers. I
cream.
ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, these are tough.
Calm down.
These are a 9.
I gotta say, don't think I'm a fan.
Oh, fuck you. Oh
Don't,
my God, these are
don't
so
think,
good.
Don't think I'm a fan. It's a lot going on. It looks like a lava lamp on his feet. And I'm not
A
sure
la-
how
a
I feel
lava
about
lamp's
it,
not
So I'm gonna
vibey?
give it a 5 right now.
Now, low key, it looks like the tapestries that college girls have on their walls.
It does.
Damn. Okay, now you're giving these a terrible reputation. And you want me to give this a 2 or
that
a 3.
This is the shoe of somebody who burns incense at games, so maybe it makes sense.
That is true.
6.
This is
It's
a
on
9.
brand.
Staying 10
This is a
toes.
9. Staying true to the brand. This is a 9.
I'm turning it
I
upside
agree.
down. It's a 6.
Oh, wow. All right, next up. We got Paul George's newest shoe.
This is also bad. Not
Yeah.
terrible. I like the sole. I don't like the upper part of it. The sole's cool.
Look at Mad Toy Story.
It looks so clunky, bruh.
Very
it does
nerf.
does look clunky. What happened to the Paul Georges that everybody loved? That were like the
like-
greatest basketball shoes of all time? Because these are not it.
If I wear these
ma-
shoes, I feel like I gotta wear it with like a neck brace around my neck, and also I feel like the shoe's trying to protect me from all the forces of the universe. It just feels like so much is going on at once. It don't look like a basketball shoe at all.
These are the shoes that when you see like a 40-year-old white man that works in accounting, when you see him like going on a run, he has shoes like these on.
And he thinks he got that shit on.
That's actually incredibly accurate. That's insane.
And on that note, 5.
Yeah,
I'll go 5-2.
5.
Next up, we got Spencer Dinwiddie's signature shoe.
Someone gave Spencer Dinwiddie a shoe.
And they
Fuck.
paid him to wear it.
Can I get a shoe now?
This man is a thief. This man is a thief. He is stealing money. These shoes are terrible.
They're so ugly, bro.
They're so bad.
This looks like we made this shit on Nike ID. It is so ugly.
Oh no, I
If
would
you're
have
out
made
here
something
wearing
much
Spencer
better than this.
Dinwiddies, you deserve to have a bad day.
Like, go back to the black one real quick. This is so ugly. Let's go back.
Break it down.
What is this like line going up the side? Is that like audio waves? What even is that fucking noise on the side?
It might be like the skyline back when he was in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. That's a little bit. Okay, that's a little better. But like, look at the material. It's like made of Velcro for all the way
Why
around.
do they want this shoe to be so secretive? This like, what are you
It's
trying
a
to?
codename kids shoe.
Facts like a Spy Kids
I
ass
studied
shoe.
on
What are you
that.
trying to do here, man?
These are just so bad. Like, it looks like Velcro. It looks like if I wear these and run through the grass, I'm gonna come out with like the little stickers all over my shoe.
Yo, those
these
things hurt.
They suck.
Those things are
These-
annoying.
And look at
Oh
the
my
logo.
goodness.
Dude, look at that SD, that logo. It just looks like nothing.
It looks
Trash.
disgusting, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Trash.
These shoes look really useful for one thing, though. Look like I can get all the grime off of my pot, bro, that I've been trying to get out for years, for sure. Very useful shoe if I'm in the kitchen.
It's one of those metal wire brushes.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Matt Cast Iron is gonna be fucking spotless.
Won't see a
It's a
goddamn
Brillo pad. That's what
speck.
it's called.
Yeah.
These Mr. Clean shoes.
Love it.
I'll give these a 0.
0 for sure.
Strong 0.
Hard 0.
Nice. I like them hard. Next one,
Oh my god, bro.
we got a Chris Paul shoe from this year.
These are Nikes? These are hard.
They're Jordans.
Look like a Nike.
I don't know how I
Nike
feel
Jordan,
about
whatever.
these.
These are hard. I like this colorway.
Are they?
The shoe's all right. The colorway is perplexing. Matt Safari vibes going on.
What
Go
is,
back to the
hap-
previous picture.
what is happening here?
I like the gum sole.
It looks kind of crazy. Crazy to the point that you would think that these are Zion shoes. And because
They
of
don't
that,
look like
I'm going to
CPs,
give
you're
them a
right.
2. Because Zion has some bad shoes.
Is that cheetah print?
I think so.
Yeah, it is. What does cheetah print have to do with CP3?
Cheetah print, neon green. Yeah, you're doing too much for me. I'm out.
His designer
I'm out.
was feeling a little bit sassy that day.
I'm
And
out.
they were
This
in
is
their
a
bag.
mess.
But
I'm going 2.
the
Yeah.
shoe, the actual model of the shoe is not bad though.
Yeah,
just
I'll
the
go 2 as
colorway.
well. This shit sucks. Oh yeah, the colorway is terrible.
Damn, I would say 5 CP.
I gotta say another colorway. Maybe you can fool me, but for now, you're not getting any props.
Yeah.
Next one. We got Anthony Edwards shoe.
At first, I didn't really like these, but these have really grown on me. I'm giving these an 8.
I'm giving them a 9. First time I saw them in the leaks when it was unofficial pictures, I was like, get this cheese grater, predator looking shoe out of my face. This looks like a poisonous fish from down under. Now I like him a lot. Now I think this works perfectly.
Looks like one of them blowfishes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's like the coral reef.
Yeah.
But I
these
fuck
are
with it.
hard.
It looks cool.
Yeah. I feel like if I wear these, I might be walking on air in this bitch. I fuck with them heavy.
Yeah, I feel like I run fast.
Yeah, exactly. These are
It's just
hard.
another notch on his belt for Aura, man. He gets it.
Yeah. The
is a
marketing
10.
did him well. The signature on the tongue looks good. All of it works. The black upper looks good with any color. I fuck with it.
10.
Good job, Adidas.
Solid
In their
10.
bag. I need me a pair ASAP.
Solid 10.
Solid 10.
I agree.
Next
Fuck.
one. Oh, that's the last one. Okay. This man's yawning. Man's sleepy.
Yeah, bruh. I'm putting in real pain for you, Crown Eaters. It's fucking 1 a.m., bruh. And y'all wouldn't know.
Yeah, it was 1 a.m. 10 for me. I'm in California. Nice time difference. One more video before we get out of here. This one's going to be real simple. Let's get the energy going. Let's get it popping. Get ready to argue. This one's going to be a fun one. Which NBA player do you think ranks higher all time? We're getting in our Discourse bag. Our most highest viewed video of all time is episode 50 of the top 30 rankings of all time. 442K on the long form. Clearly, y'all like hearing Donovan rant about all-time rankings. We're going to get Donovan ranting again.
Donovan, carry me.
Yeah, most sleepy ass. Carry him. So, real simple. Which NBA player ranks higher all time? James Harden or Chris Paul?
This isn't even
James
a
Harden.
conversation.
It's
It's
not?
James Harden.
Yeah,
It's James Harden.
Oh.
You have two, listen, both of them, great players. Both of them, elite playoff chokers. But James Harden is fantastic in the regular season. MVP, best player in the world. And even though that you could say Chris Paul deserves one, James Harden went out and he got one. So I'm giving him the nod.
The greatest achievement of an NBA of James Harden's NBA career is almost beating the 2018 Golden State Warriors, and that's something that no team or no player in NBA history can say. But him.
And Mo.
But wasn't
can I
CP on
remind
that
you?
team
Can I
too?
remind you that Chris Paul was on that team?
Yeah, I just said that exactly. But still, he wasn't as much of a factor compared to James Harden.
Can I remind
James
you
Harden's
that
team.
Chris
Fuck
Paul
that.
made a finals? Can I remind you that Chris Paul made a finals as a very important piece of that in 2021?
No one cares
that move you?
about that. No.
Not at all. Not at all. Because guess what happened in that finals? He was up 2-0 and didn't win another game. The Chris Paul special.
You
Yeah.
just got Giannis. All right, we can go James Harden. I'm not arguing against my guy.
That's
up.
disgusting that he's your guy.
Oh, fuck off. Next up, Draymond Green or Paul George?
Give me Draymond Green.
Wow.
I don't listen. I don't care what any 17 or 18-year-old tells you about Paul George being the GOAT. Draymond Green is a defensive player of the year. This man is a champion and is one of the most important pieces to one of the best dynasties in NBA history. Paul George has none of that. He has a nice signature shoe. Good job, Paul. This
Well,
is
yeah,
Draymond
he would
Green all
have
the
some of
way.
that if he played with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and KD throughout his career, but he hasn't. Guess what? He played with George Hill, David West, Andre Roberson, Jeremy Grant.
Russell
Draymond will
Westbrook,
be nowhere
Kawhi
close.
Leonard.
Fuck up.
You're making excuses. That's what.
Do you
that's what
think
you're
Paul
making.
George is the individually more talented player?
Yes, I
We
do.
all
I
think
do believe
so.
that.
But when it comes to ranking, there's more context to that conversation.
But
So,
I also think that Paul George, for years, had year after year after year of playoff failures, and his team not refused, but his team didn't go far, and a lot of it was because of him. And so I just don't think that Paul George, and neither can Draymond, but Paul George is not the number one. For Paul George in his archetype, he did not thrive in his archetype the way that Draymond did in his. And so I'm taking Draymond Green.
All right.
I think you're penalizing them based
Oh,
off of
boo-hoo. I'm penalizing Paul George. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Don't act like you feel bad for him. Relax. Relax.
Fuck that. I feel bad for him. He's at He
Whoa.
ranks higher all the time than Draymond.
Mo
for sure.
sounded
Why?
just like Drake at the beginning of Passion Fruit when he said "fuck that."
Really?
Why does
Yeah,
you're such a
need to hear that
I
shit
sounded
back.
like him? Oh my god.
I might need to ditch you two bozos.
Why is Paul
Fuck
George
that.
higher than
Fuck
Draymond?
that.
take my new solo career? It's hilarious.
Mo.
all right, let's move on. Next players.
No, I need answers. I need answers.
What?
Fuck this next one.
What?
We're gonna talk offline. I need
Give me
answers.
answers.
Next one. Hakeem Olajuwon or Steph Curry?
See.
They're super close in terms of
Why
all-time
not? Why can't
ranking.
we just enjoy basketball? Right? Like
Ah.
why does everything have to be a discourse? Right? I see two legends.
Says it in front of a podcast mic.
You know what you want to do, but you know
They
what
say
you
that
don't
two
wanna
legends
do too.
cannot coexist. I say that they can, right? They're fantastic. They're great.
We all know Steph.
Man can't stand to pick one of the guys he munches for.
Oh,
I'm not doing it.
I almost said Steph, but I was like, damn, Hakeem's Hakeem though, bruh. Damn.
Give me
I
Steph
might-
Curry.
I might want to lean towards Steph.
I just like basketball,
it-
man.
Why do you lean towards
Cop
Steph
out.
though, Isaac? Why do you lean towards Steph?
It's just top 2 offensive peak of all time, you know, or not top 2, maybe. Well, maybe, you know, fuck it. One of the greatest offensive peaks of all time. 2016 Steph is literally one of the best offensive seasons we've ever seen. Obviously, we know he changed the game, all the impact of that. The driver of the greatest team of all time. It's probably the best offensive point guard of all time. 1A, 1B with Magic. Everything that you would want for him to do with his archetype and his position, he achieved it. Obviously, has a team success to go with it. It's like the 8th best player of all time versus the 10th. It's a small difference, but I think Steph deserves it.
Donovan, he just talked down on your guy. What the fuck are you gonna do about it?
He didn't say anything bad about Hakeem Olajuwon. What are you talking about?
Hey man, he didn't level up your guy. So I'm saying, what are you gonna do about it?
I told you I'm
Yo,
gonna
and-
enjoy basketball. I'm gonna put on both of their highlights and be like, yo, these guys are great.
All right, next player.
Steph, it is.
Rudy Gobert or Carmelo Anthony?
Give me the winner.
Listen, if you want
Rudy
blocks,
Gobert.
if you want rim protection, if you want good defense, you can go with Rudy Gobert. But if you want a bucket, and if you want highlights, and you want real basketball, give me Carmelo Anthony. If you want a bag, you want somebody who's chasing a bag on the floor and off the floor? Come on.
All right. I hear you. I feel all that. What do I do if I want wins?
Then get a good defender around Carmelo Anthony. Why does he have to do everything? He's already giving you all the points. Come on. Come on. Don't make me bring Terrence Mann out here. I'll scare Rudy Gobert.
Who are you picking?
Sheesh. Personally, give me one of the greatest defenders of all time, Rudy Gobert. Give me Rudy. Showing him love, giving his respect. Who am I seeing you? Give me Carmelo Anthony. I can't say that with a straight fucking face, bro. I can't say it with a straight face, bro. I just can't.
That's funny. All right, Melo it is. Next one. Kevin Durant or Wilt Chamberlain?
KD, easy. Give me Kevin Durant. I'm not even thinking twice
Woo.
about this, for sure.
Not thinking twice? Is that easy?
Yeah, for sure.
I'll take Kevin Durant.
No.
I'll take Kevin Durant. Solely
Oh,
for the fact
wait.
that for Wilt Chamberlain's picture right now, it looks like somebody had to draw it. Like that's how bad
Oh my
the camera
God.
quality was. And I'm not taking somebody from that era right now. Unless it's Bill Russell. Shout out Bill. But Wilt, nah, he
KD
doesn't make the cut.
Yeah,
We got
KD's
Kevin Durant in
like,
fucking 4K.
KD's the 8th highest. He ranks number 8 in scoring all time in NBA history. He's missed so much time throughout his entire NBA career. Imagine if he did have that health and he still has a certain level of longevity at the age of 36 that he is right now. I don't know if he's going to win another championship, but in terms of like who he is, what he's done on the court, which we've all literally seen, I think I'm going to lean KD.
You going fraud for fraud?
Yeah,
I've seen Kevin Durant be great. Jury's still out on Wilt Chamberlain.
It's because you haven't seen it. So why don't we have the footage?
We have everything else. There's no explanation.
Where are the radio logs? Go back, conspiracy theorist.
I'm gonna have to.
Next players. Russell Westbrook or Jason Kidd?
I think this is easy as well.
Is it?
Is it?
It's Russell Westbrook.
It should be. It is Russell Westbrook.
Definitely Russell.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, historic player.
And Jason Kidd isn't?
He's historic
He's
as
not
well,
Russell
but
Westbrook.
it's on another level of historic. It's on another level, for sure.
Listen,
Jason Kidd has a ring. Does that
he
matter to
does
you?
have a ring, you're right, but peak for peak, who was better? Who had the long, well, I don't want to say longer peak, because Russ's peak is kind of, yeah.
I mean, listen, peak for peak, Russ had better stats. Did Russ impact winning more than Jason Kidd? That's a different conversation.
You put Kyle Zingler as his third best shooter, and I want to see what Jason Kidd does.
Sure, if we're having a competition to see who can have the best 6 seed, sure. But if I'm trying to win a championship, I think I'm picking Jason Kidd 10 out of 10 times.
Jason Kidd is not giving me highlights like Russell Westbrook, so I'm leaning that way. I'm influencing the youth. I never met anybody wearing a Jason Kidd jersey in my life. Westbrook
was
though,
Jason Kidd
all over the place.
was Jason Kidd hitting them folks before every game? I don't think
Yeah.
so. Right? Did he make Campaign a household name simply off of dance moves? I don't think so. Give me Russell Westbrook.
That's fine. I think Jason Kidd is a better peak, but I guess we can go Russell Westbrook ranking higher all time because the MVP is, it's a good notch to his resume that Jason Kidd doesn't have.
Exactly. MVP.
I don't think. Does he have
different.
MVP?
No, he doesn't.
Okay, I
No,
think
he
so.
does not. Definitely. Hell no.
Jason Kidd's better, though, I'll tell you that. Next up, Paul Pierce or Kyrie Irving?
It probably
Paul
should
Pierce-
be Paul Pierce.
No, it shouldn't. Paul Pierce bigs himself up enough. He has enough praise for himself as it is. Kyrie, welcome to the club. You're better.
Is he?
It should
I
be
mean-
Paul Pierce, but I want to lean Kyrie because I just like Kyrie more.
Ranking higher all time isn't who's better. So think about that. Who ranks higher all time?
It would probably go.
It should go Paul Pierce.
Actually, no. It's Kyrie. Kyrie's gonna get the boost from everybody who says he's the most skilled player of all time, and he has a ring, and he had one of the most important shots in NBA Finals history. He's gonna get it.
I don't know.
How-
Paul
However-
Pierce, 10-time All-Star, also has a ring, a bigger offensive burden on his shoulders than Kyrie had in his. I don't know why it's Kyrie. Even though I'm
He's
not
had
a big
higher
Paul Pierce
level-
fan.
Yeah, and he's had a higher level of consistency throughout his career compared to someone like Kyrie, who's like seen the downfall from hell in terms of like team environment and shit.
Don't let that Finals MVP fool you. Kyrie, I'm taking Kyrie.
Nah, I think it's Paul Pierce. Sadly, I hate that I'm saying it too.
He wasn't winning until Kevin Garnett got there.
Okay, what did Kyrie do
It's
until LeBron got there?
That's what I'm saying.
Wins.
If we're talking about like the ring or whatever like that, like
Even outside of the
Like,
ring,
yeah,
cut the
he
ring
got
out
it,
from
but-
both of their resumes. Like Paul Pierce, when what he's done is still more impressive.
Oh, that's all of them. And that's the end of the show. Long as hell. It's like one of the longest episodes ever. Jesus Christ.
it's crazy.
Donovan, if people are still here, what should they comment?
I have no idea. You got to pick this week.
If you're still here, you should comment. Man, comment whatever you want. I'm tired. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Monday, 8 p.m. See y'all.